Subi. Subi. one of you guys reach out and tap that like button for me? I need one of you guys to reach out and tap the like button for me. You all know why we are gathered here today. Allahu Akbar to all the infidels. Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry Christmas, y'all. From the Somali community to your community. So apparently, this Nick Shirley kid, he's hit a hat trick. He's got a personal beef with the Somali community. They want him gone. They would like to personally eject him from his meat suit. It's true. The Somalis want him gone. The news media wants him gone. CNN, CBS News, they're all treating him like he's the guy that stole billions of dollars. But on the bright side, he has spawned an army of Somali hunters. An army of Somali hunters has formed across the country. There could be one in your backyard right now. The army of Somali hunters is active, all thanks to Nick Shirley. If you're one of those embezzling Somali people, we're on to you. We're on to you. The Shirley army is on to you. Shout out to the Shirleys out there, y'all. Firing off in 30 seconds, y'all. Be right back with you. Got a lot of content to cover tonight. We might be here till the ball drops. I don't know. I got a lot of content to cover though.
The mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, is saying that he's actually proud to have the largest Somali community in the country, and his police chief.
Well, then he's a fool. I wouldn't be proud to have the largest Somalian. Look at their nation. Look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation. It's just people walking around killing each other. These Somalians have taken billions of dollars out of our country. They have a representative, Ilhan Omar, who they say married her brother. That's a fraud. She tries to deny it now, but you can't really deny it because, it just happened. They have destroyed Minnesota, that beautiful land, that beautiful state. It's a hellhole right now. And the Somalians should be out of here. And all they do is complain. You have her. She's always talking about the Constitution provides me with, go back to your own country and figure out your Constitution.
Welcome to the Leering Center, where learning is option. Never mind. Welcome to the Trap House.
What the hell? This is my meth cook setup. Look, this is the tin foil, the spoon with the white rock on it, and some chemistry equipment.
Guys, you can make a lot of money leering. Come here with us. Make good money leering.
Look at these babysitters and teachers we have. Only the best at the Leering Center, guys. guys, this is how you do it in Minnesota. See this money?
Sure. I did it, Dad. I know you did, son.
All right, let's get this party started.
Let's make a difference. Vote for Wall's parents.
It's easy to layer when you layer with Tim Walls, guys. Yeah, we earned it.
Let's go, Shirley unit. We're moving fast. No time to lose. Okay, one for the gram. Here we go. Unit, all units, move out now. To the coordinates. Freeze! Hands up now! Now! Secure your back now. Fuck around, find out.
Now let's make this a reality.
Paper, big talk on the TV. Somali boy count cash, move sneaky. Paper in the daycare, paper in the kitchen on the farm, different story, different vision. Every office, cousin got position. Every meeting, bro, I got a mission. Smile for the photo, suit look clean. Under the table, whole crew eat green. Somali scam king, hey, we run that. 8 bill gone, it can't get none back. On God, every hustle, every angle. Comrade, Carlo, say, flip it, untangle. Somali scam king, talk sweet, walk me in dress code halal, money so hot I'm clean. Read beat, sign here, that's the anthem. Whole block eating off the big boy scams. Damn, 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 damn. Somali scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet.
This shit hard as fuck. This shit
Talk on
hard
the
as
TV.
fuck.
Big talk on the TV. Somali boy count cash, move sneaky. Paper in the daycare, paper in the kitchen on the farm, different story, different vision. Every office, cousin got position. Every meeting, bro, I got a mission. Smile for the photo, suit look clean. Under the table, whole crew eat green. Somali scam king, hey, we run that. 8 bill gone, it can't get none back. On God, every hustle, every angle. Comrade, Carlo, say, flip it, untangle. Somali scam king, talk sweet, walk me in dress code halal, money so hot I'm clean. Read beat, sign here, that's the anthem. Whole block eating off the big boy scams. Damn, 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 damn. Somali scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king.
Why this look like the Boondocks, y'all?
Somali scam king. Freedom fighters, now they fight with spreadsheets. Laptop louder than the sound of the street. Grand after grand, feeding all the kids. Outside parking lot full of new whips. Charity, trucking, fake school, fake farm. Whole application like reading a charm. Refugee program, we help, we care. Back in Saxon, we just fit the share. Comrade Carlos in the must front row after door prayer. Plan where the funds go, one file here. One shell company there. By the time they know this, we in the air. Somali scam king. We run that. 8 bill gone, they can't get none back. On God, every hustle, every angle. Comrade Carlos, say, flip it, untangle. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, walk me, dress code halal, money so hot I'm clean. Habibi, sign it, that's the anthem. Whole block eating off the big boy scams. Damn, 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 damn. Somali scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Accent everyone to do go through.
Hold up. I like that one. I like that. Put a 1 in the chat if we got to run that back. Shout out to Chocolate Bunny gifting out memberships. Hit that like button from me, y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to run that back. Welcome to the church, gang.
Get it again. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
Looks like the ones have it. Looks like the ones have it. Shout out to the lovely Miss Cantrell, First Lady of the church. How you doing tonight, love? Because you're my fave. Here's to the new year again. Thanks for coming back one more time.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! Do
make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
Yo, Romello with the $2. He says, leave Minneapolis alone. They black now. You know, it's crazy. Niggas are disowning the Somalis, bro. I've seen one dude really try to get in it, but most of Black America, we not with that shit, you know. Listen, y'all ain't give us no PC off none of them billions. I didn't get a cut of none of that. You know, listen, you want Black solidarity, you got to show some Black love. I don't want to hear this we all Black after the fact bullshit. And shout out to Romello again with the $2. Look at me. Who's the captain now? Shout out to the Somali scam kings. Let's go.
Big talk on the TV. Somali boy count cash, move sneaky. Paper in the daycare, paper in the kitchen on the farm, different story, different vision. Every office, cousin got position. Every meeting, bro, I got a mission. Smile for the photo, suit look clean. Under the table, whole crew eat green. Somali scam king, hey. We run that 8 bill gone, they can't get none back. On God, every hustle, every angle. Comrade, Kylo, say, flip it, untangle. Somali scam king, talk sweet, walk me in dress code, halal, money so hot I'm clean. Read, sign here, that's the anthem. Whole block eating off the big boy scams. Damn.
Somali scam king. Somali scam king.
Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet.
Scam king. Somali scam king.
Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet.
Scam king. Somali scam king.
Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet.
Scam king. Somali scam king.
Freedom fighters, now they fight with spreadsheets. Laptop louder than the sound of the street. Grand after grand, feeding all the kids. Outside parking lot full of new whips. Charity, trucking, fake school, fake farm. Whole application like reading the chart. Refugee program, we help, we care. Back in Saxon, we just fit the share. Comrade Carlos in the must front row at the door prayer. Plan where the funds go, one file here. One shell company there. By the time they notice, we in the air.
Somali scam king.
We run that 8 bill gone, they can't get none back. On God, every hustle, every angle. Comrade Carlos, say, flip it, untangle.
Somali scam king.
Talk sweet, walk me, dress code, halal, money so hot I'm clean. Habibi, sign here, that's the anthem. Whole block eating off the big boy scams. Damn.
Somali scam king. Somali scam king.
Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet.
Somali scam king.
Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk
Somali
sweet.
scam king. Somali scam king.
Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet.
Scam king.
Accent heavy when the deal go through.
Hey, shout out to True Hype with that 20 ball. Happy New Year. And that Boondock scam joint is a bop for real. You're going to have to play that one on the way out. And I'm going to need that one too. You know what? I'm going to hold this one. I'm not even going to erase that bookmark. We're going to bring that back at the closer. Just because you want it, we're going to bring it back. You got to give the people what they want. Got to give the people what they want. We got more, though. We got a lot more, y'all. We ain't even done yet. We're not even done. The Somali hunt is only just beginning.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! Yeah! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
Call us daily, faces all know. Same footsteps, same crack stone.
Shout out to Jim Eagle, baby.
Strangers drift where they don't belong.
Jim Eagle rising up.
Eyes get heavy when the night runs on. Money talk whispers, hands move quick. Wrong kind of quiet, wrong kind of mix. Windows down, but the air goes cold. Everybody feeling when the story's over. Not on our block, not on our block. Wrong move style with a curve, it's sharp.
Hold up. Jim Eagle was going a little too hard. I got to take a break. I need a drink, goddammit.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
Woo, shout out to Adelio with the $49.99. Shout out to one of the few speaking facts and holding accountability out here. Happy New Year's to all. Happy New Year's to you. Hey, Merry Christmas to you. Allahu Akbar and all that to all the infidels. Shout out to Adiella with the $49.99. Thank you for smashing that super chat button, y'all.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
All right, do me a favor. Type it in the chat for me. Not on my block, y'all. The Jim Eagle Rising Up song. Not on my block.
Call us daily, faces all known. Same footsteps, same crack stone. Strangers drift, but they don't belong. Eyes get heavy when the night runs on. Money talk whispers, hands move quick. Wrong kind of quiet, wrong kind of mix. Windows down, but the air goes cold. Everybody feel it when the story's over. Not on our block, nah, not on our block. Wrong move stop with a curve, it's sharp. Not on our block, lines stay locked. Not on our block. No sirens sing, no extra noise. Just rules that stick like oil and salt. Bills don't slide where the kids still play. Bad math don't balance this way. Word gets passed without a car. Streets remember who broke the law. Sun comes up, say face is back. Same crow, hell, no crack. Not on our block, no, not on our block. Don't move stop with a curve, it's chalk. Not on our block, lines stay locked. Not on our block. Run stays firm, pin stays tight. If the corner load is rise.
Man, we got a lot of ground to cover tonight. We got a lot of ground to cover. Shout out to all the AI music video creators out there. You guys have been spitting out fire, man. Y'all been putting out a lot of fire. I noticed every time there's like a crazy major event, the AI guys go crazy. You know, the Trump shooting, the Kirk thing. Remember the Floyd bot? You know, there was the George Droid, I think they called him. The AI guys go crazy on the internet, man. Shout out to all the AI guys. I wish I had those skills, man. True Hype with the $2. Jim Eagle going hard like 84 Miami Vice, bro. Don't even remind me. That's my vibe right there. If you're going to listen to that song, you got to listen to the Miami Vice video.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
Speaking of Jim Eagles, you know, the Somalis, they want to fight back, y'all.
There'll be a showdown in this bitch. Quit playing with me, boy.
We found the one black guy who really, really wants to help the Somalis, by the way. There is one guy. I don't know his name, but fuck that guy.
There'll be a showdown in this bitch. Quit playing with me, boy. Get your ass on. You ain't gonna do shit. Let's do one-on-one. Fight, pussy. Let's do one-on-one. Yeah, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. Yeah, I got so many people here in your game. Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick. Yeah, yeah. Fuck me, yeah. Get your ass out of here.
Okay, great. You guys didn't cover it when it...
You know what the FC files is?
What about
Please
dumb?
What?
Please dumb.
American boys, come on. You want to fight me now? God bless you.
There's always that one confused Negro. doesn't quite understand what's best for him.
Learning Center. Finally spelled learning right. Do you guys want to go ahead and support the movement?
Now we got some random kids in her.
Sir, don't run though. It looks
How are you feeling about what's going on here in Minnesota?
Are we dead ass?
You just prove it.
And then if they
Asking, I have several things. Just answer me.
I will give you
$100.
$100.
Are those all fraud or no?
They told
I'm listening. So let me work, okay? Let me cook, okay? Little dog gonna let me work.
I'm sorry. Did he?
Let me work.
Did he
Hold
not
on,
take
ma'am,
my
ma'am, you're talking too much.
At the same time.
No fraud detective.
$13 billion in weapons lost to Israel. Donald Trump there?
Do we have proof that he was on the island?
Yeah.
Like I said, there's always that one crazy Negro. And we're approaching the next phase of the scandal, which is the pushback and the cover-up. And so you got people, you know, making threats and accusations, engaging in all kinds of harassment and whatnot. You know, they want to run down on your boy. They are trying to run down on your boy Nick. And Nick is just a kid too. He's like 20-something years old.
They're so mad. They're so
baby.
The Somalians. They're so mad. The Somalians are so mad because can you imagine? For years here, they're so mad. The Somalians are so mad because can you imagine? For years here at the dinner table talking with your family about how everything's good. Oh, we don't need to worry.
You said they're so mad. The Somalis, they're so mad.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me because I didn't get a single apology.
Time is expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
They're so mad. The Somalians are so mad because can you imagine? For years here at the dinner table talking with your family about how everything's good. Oh, we don't need to worry because the government and whatnot. I mean, 81% of these people are on welfare, but on top of that, they're collecting millions of dollars for these companies, tax exempt, by the way, especially the daycares. So can you imagine how mad they are now? Like that's why they're right now. There's like people are so upset. Like there's like bounties on me here in Minnesota because people are so upset as far as the fraud that's being exposed because they know their time's up and they know everyone's just sick and tired of this happening inside their own state and across America.
What have some of those threats been?
Yeah, there was apparently like a bolo that they used. That's the word that some people told me it was on me, and I can't reveal too much just because I don't want to reveal. But like, yeah, lots of messages, death threats, obviously on social media, and then it's just not the most safe thing for me to be moving around freely right now.
I think that's fair. I mean.
I'm not breaking any laws.
You are resisting.
I'm not.
We have just reported you to the police, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I'm not breaking any laws.
You are resisting.
I'm not.
Huh?
I'm just asking, is this a child care center?
I know who you are.
Okay, is this a child care center?
You are terrorist.
I'm a what?
Yeah.
I'm a what? Did you say I'm a terrorist?
You are resisting. I know who you are, fucking guy.
We are here at the Bonatti Child Care 2 LLC on Cleveland Ave in Columbus, Ohio at 5 p.m.
They are in Columbus, Ohio. The Somali hunters have gone national because the goddamn Somalis have gone national. If the Somalis are everywhere, the Somali hunters must also be everywhere. That is math. Basic mathematics. All right. Somali hunting mathematics. Shout out to Romello with the $2. We need Doge in Chicago. We need national Doge. We need Doge in every hill and valley. We need Doge in all the small and mid-sized towns in America. That's where the real money scams are happening. It's not even in the major cities. They're hiding out in places where you wouldn't even look for them.
On a weekday, it says that they are open from 6:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Sunday. And, it's 5 p.m. right now, and we'll knock on the door and see if anyone's actually here. Doesn't look like there's anyone that would be here. Certainly not a place that I would want my children, if I had kids, to be. Wait a couple more seconds, maybe give it another knock. Don't hear anything, no cars, and it's 5 p.m., so there would be, you would think, lots of pickups going on if this were actually a active child care center. There is a camera right there, right up there, you see. So they do have some sort of activity going on. There's a boutique right next door, so with Arabic writing on it. There's someone looking through now the corner, so she just popped through. I don't know if she's going to come out or not. I didn't see any kids in there. Don't see any pickups going on. But there was a woman in there, so she did peek through, not opening the door. We'll wait another 10 seconds or so. We'll see. Don't believe they're going to be coming to the door, but there was someone peeking through right through that window. So there are people in there, or at least one person that we know of. Does not appear to be an actual daycare center, though, so should be some investigations going into this soon, hopefully.
Hey, man, is this a child care center? Hey, is this a child care center?
Why are you recording?
I'm asking a question. Is this a child care center?
Why are you recording?
Is this a child care center?
No.
Stop
recording.
It's not our child. Why can't I record?
Stop recording. You're resisting. Why are you recording?
Because I'm curious if this is a child care center.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
No. Who's into you?
Me. I'm an independent person. I own my own company.
So you are a YouTuber, so you need social media.
I mean, I represent myself.
We have just reported you to the police, okay?
Okay, that's fine. I'm not breaking any laws.
You are resisting.
I'm not.
Huh?
I'm just asking, is this a child care center?
I know who you are.
Okay, is this a child care center?
You are a terrorist.
I'm a what?
Yeah.
No. I'm a what? Did you say I'm a terrorist?
You are resisting. I know who you are. Fucking guy.
You said I'm fucking gay, I guess? Is that what you just said?
He tried to hit him with the gay bomb. Did he try to hit him with the gay bomb?
That nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay, nigga gay.
You say I'm a terrorist?
You are resisting. I know who you are. Fucking guy.
You said I'm fucking gay, I guess? Is that what you just said? Are there any kids in there? Is this an actual child care center? Okay. Have a good one.
Like I said, the Somalis are attempting to strike back wherever they can. This is full court basketball right now. Full court press, man. Everywhere pressure. Everywhere you go, pressure.
How you doing, man?
I just want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Why are you sensationalizing the propaganda?
What are we sensationalizing?
To attack our community. What's your final objective?
We're not attacking your community by any means.
Are you making good money from this?
We're looking for fraud.
No,
For instance, can you answer our question? Where's Safari Transportation Company 607?
1 second.
It's not there.
How much money are you? How much money are you making?
Dreamline Security.
How much money are you making
I
off
make money
of
off
this?
of YouTube. That's how I make my money.
Exactly. So you're making money off of sensationalizing.
That my job
and attacking
is,
the Somali community.
I'm not attacking you guys. We're asking
I'll tell you the reason why this is
sir.
happening. All right, let me tell you the reason why you're attacking
fraud,
this.
correct?
Yes.
This has nothing to do with race. This is fraud.
This is absolutely has to do with us being Muslim.
No, it does not.
All right, and us being from Africa. This is a constitutional argument. If you don't want us here, change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, we don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying
no.
Don't make us do it. Don't make us do it, all right? You keep pushing, we will do it.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, goddamn I'm not. All right.
Do with us being Muslim?
No, it does not.
All right, and us being from Africa. This is a constitutional argument. If you don't want us here, change the freedom of religion. Say, listen, we don't want Muslims in this country anymore.
We're not saying
no.
We're
because when I go onto your comments, when I go onto your comments,
my comments,
what I see is people that say we do not want Muslims here. Kick every single Muslim in Minnesota out of Minnesota.
That's the comment.
You're preparing for the Somali community to maybe be taken to concentration camps.
Whoa. He said we're going to put the Somali community maybe in a concentration camp. Make them think about it.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
We really do need to get Jim Eagle on these niggas, though. No bullshit. You're lucky I'm not in charge. I would have unleashed Jim Eagle on your neighborhoods, a home, and in Somalia. We would have put all of you niggas in the bag. Shout out to Romello with the 5-ball. Hood, you're smarter than me. How come the Muslims come to a Christian country instead of a Muslim country? Real question. Because Allahu Akbar, nigga, that's why. You know what they doing. You know what the mission is. Same as it ever was. The gates of Toledo and shit. Same as it ever was. You know who Joan of Arc was fighting? Same as it ever was. You know who Dracula, Vlad the Impaler, was fighting? Same as it ever was, bro.
The Japanese community, all right? You're sensationalizing.
No, we're not.
All right,
Sir,
something that can listen. That's something that can jeopardize the safety and the protection of the Somali community. If anything happens to the Somali community, listen. I'm not doing anything. I'm not physically touching you.
You're getting very close.
I'm not physically touching you. No, I'm not physically touching you.
This is fraud.
What you're doing. When I go into your comments, people who hate Muslims, who want us out of here for being Muslim, are using your material. Islamophobes use your material. People who hate Islam use your material. Say to us, we don't want you here. Change the Constitution. But guess what? Let me tell you something. Guess what?
Say it. We're asking about
fraud. What
you
do, you hate Muslims.
I'm not saying I hate
Muslims. You hate Muslims. Why are you attacking us? Are we the only community that suffers because of fraud?
We're talking about fraud.
Are we the only community that does fraud? Are we the only community that does this?
This is about fraud.
All right, but there's what, 300 Somali providers in all of Minnesota?
There's actually.
I'm not. Don't touch me. Do you speak English? Your security doesn't even speak English. Listen, let me tell you something.
See, this isn't a race issue.
Listen. Let me say something.
About fraud.
We have what, 1,000 providers?
Yeah, you guys have a.
Even it's 2,000 providers. Okay, you want to sacrifice the safety of 80,000 people because of fucking 2,000 providers? Are you fucking mad?
All right, now he's starting to chimp out. And 80,000 doesn't sound like that big of a number. We can put 80,000 people on a boat or two. We used to do that back in the day. It can be done.
Are you stupid?
I'm not stupid. You're stupid.
You're sensationalizing. What about if a mass shooting happens in Minnesota? It will be because of you. It will be because of you. If any Somali gets hurt in Minnesota, it's because of Nick fucking Shirley. If any Somali, if one single Somali gets hurt, it's because of you. Sensationalizes. You son of a bitch. Sensationalizes.
Wow, you're
Get the fuck out of our neighborhood. Get the fuck out of our neighborhood. Get the fuck out of our neighborhood. We don't want you here.
Oh, your neighborhood.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You want to sensationalize? You want to clicks? You got clicks. You want clicks? You got clicks. You want to click? You want the YouTube? You want the YouTube clicks? You got YouTube clicks. Now get the fuck out of our community. Tell me where the get the fuck out of our community. Tell me where the you stupid racist motherfucker. Say I don't want Muslims here. Say I don't want Muslims here. Say it. Say I want to change the Constitution, and I want to change freedom of religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota. Kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me. That is what you are.
Does he sound like a man born in this country?
I want to change freedom of religion, and I don't want Muslim Somalis in Minnesota. Kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me.
Does he sound like a man born in America? All right, don't make me get on my Springsteen shit, and I hate that guy. But I was born in the USA, goddammit. I know what that is. Born in the USA, I was born. You could never, nigga. You could never. You don't even know what that shit feels like, nigga.
Minnesota, kick them out. I was born in this country. You have to take the passport away from me. That is what you are arguing for. Change the Constitution. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my community. Get the fuck out of our community. Get the fuck out of our community. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid fucking idiot.
Shout out to everybody. Put a 1 in the chat if you want your Springsteen shit. Born in the USA, I was born in the USA. I mean, you know, he's a, you know, he is what he is. I'm not gonna say much, but god damn it, that's a good song. That is a good song. But anyway, I want to move off from that, you know, because Ho's mad forever. We could always talk about Ho's mad, but I want to move on to the media now. The media is on some shit lately too, you know. Media acting like this thing ain't a thing, but it was always a thing.
It's not difficult to see a pattern of what's going on here.
What is going on?
It's terrible how it's misused.
We spent 3 months digging through records, doing surveillance, talking with insiders.
It's big. It's bigger than I think the state realizes.
To expose a scheme that's costing tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars a week.
It's a lot of work, and you have to make sure that, you know, everything's following the rules.
Yasmin Ali is the owner of Deco Family Centers. This is her giving a tour to an undercover Fox 9 producer.
A lot of people that we work with that are low-income families.
Ali tells our producer that many of her customers are on assistance. They qualify to have the government pay for their kids' child care. They can get that help if they're working, training for a job, or hunting for one.
I think it's doing a disservice to the people that truly do need childcare assistance.
We interviewed 4 Deco employees who have intimate knowledge of the operation. They've also shared information with government fraud investigators. 2 agreed to talk on camera as long as we disguised them.
So they were misrepresenting a lot of what was going on there.
Exactly.
According to our sources, Deco was actively recruiting women who qualify for child care assistance and offering them jobs at the centers, some to watch their own kids. A fact these moms confirmed to us.
I would love to get paid to watch my own kids. I would love to do that, you know. Once upon a time, I was this close to pulling it off, but this goofy bitch wouldn't cooperate. We were this close to making it work, goddammit. Let the Somalis run all the good scams. This is what I mean, bro. How you really gonna let these niggas come over here and run all the good scams? We were here this whole time. We own this shit.
Hello. Do you work here?
Yeah.
You do? How many children do you have? 2? And the children come here as well?
Yeah.
Who pays for their child care?
For the child care money?
Yes.
The county.
The county.
Deco then bills the county for child care while the moms are supposedly working.
Were these legitimate jobs or not?
No, there were too many that were being hired. We didn't even need that many.
Our informants tell us that only a small percentage of the moms did anything.
2%. 2%.
Did some kind of work.
Did some kind of work. Sometimes they would come in, sign their children in, sign themselves in, and go grocery shopping.
Our sources say the more children a woman had to enroll in childcare, the more she'd make per hour. even though she had the same job title as all the other moms.
The reason for that is because then they had more assistance for each of the families.
Red Illusion. You know, I'm joking, but like only halfway. But you feel my pain, right? All these scams belong to Black America. The Democrats were supposed to give that shit to us. You gave all these scams to these foreign invading hordes instead of the native Black population. This was our reparations, all right? This was our 40 acres. That was my fucking mule, nigga. I want my mule. You gave my mule to these goddamn foreigners. I feel some type of way. No bullshit.
Numerous occasions.
This is why I'm voting far-right, racist Republican from now on.
We saw lots of women coming to the centers, each with 4, 5, or more kids in tow.
Her value was in how many children she had.
According to government records, DECO's Minneapolis and St. Paul centers were each eligible to receive nearly $50,000 in child care assistance funds every 2 weeks. Do the math. That's over $2 million a year.
They're making a ton of.
They gave my mule away to camel jockeys. They gave my mule away to camel jockeys, bro. You understand why I be feeling some type of way? Freeman, where's my mule, bro? Where's my mule? They gave away my acres and my mule. Come on, man. This Pan-Africa bullshit, man.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, goddamn I'm not. All right.
According to our insiders, timesheets were submitted to the county which inflated the hours the moms actually spent in the centers, allowing DECO to bill the government for maximum childcare time.
So they fixed the time schedule.
Correct.
A lot of women they did this for?
Yes.
State inspection reports obtained by the Fox 9 investigators show DECO has previously been cited for a number of logistical problems, including a lack of keeping accurate records of when staff worked. They were also fined for failing to do background checks on employees in order to provide documented proof that staff members received mandated safety training.
While employed there, I saw falsifying documentation.
So the record showed they'd received this training, but in fact they had not.
Correct.
I stopped by DECO's Apple Valley office to speak with owner Yasmin Ali. She wouldn't go on camera, but I did record our conversation.
We're told that you were falsifying records to get child care money.
That is not true, but as I say, I'm not going to have any comments right now.
In addition to all the funds for child care, DECO was also getting public money for kids' meals. The Minneapolis Center got nearly $90,000 for food in its first year of operation. This place did the catering. It's owned by Yasmin Ali's brothers.
We obtained a copy of the catering contract signed by Adarus Ali. We've seen his signature before on federal court documents. In 2009, Ali pled guilty to perjury. The Justice Department says he lied to a federal grand jury, testified he knew nothing about Somali men from Minnesota being recruited by a terrorist group to fight in their homeland, when in fact, he sat in on a discussion and even drove some of the men to Twin Cities International for their flight to Somalia. Ali did not respond to numerous requests by the Fox 9 investigators for
More from the media. When they're being honest. We'll get to the live in a minute.
Prosecutors have uncovered billions in fraud here. I think it's $9 billion in 14 different programs that fraudsters have used to defraud Medicaid here. After we were reporting in November, we got a tip to look into assisted living facilities, and we did and reported it out. And now we believe our reporting suggests that that is the 15th program that is being used to defraud Medicaid. Here's what we know now. The number of people getting help in assisted living facilities is up, double the growth of other programs. But here's the kicker. The rate of payment in this assisted living space is 10 to 15 times the growth in other programs. So we pulled the data on assisted living facilities in the Minneapolis area. Minneapolis has a lot, 169. St. Paul has 83. But Brooklyn Center, a suburb of 30,000, has 106, and Brooklyn Park population.
It's Brooklyn in the house. Everywhere we go, Brooklyn be doing some shit. Everywhere you see a Brooklyn, there are dark things happening.
84,000 has 181, more than Minneapolis, a city 5 times its size. But one assisted living facility puts this all into perspective. A defendant in the Feeding Our Future scandal owns a few assisted living facilities and is continuing to bill the state while awaiting his trial. Gandhi Mohammed was indicted for laundering $1 million in that case. His LLC owns homes around Minneapolis. Last year, those homes brought in $2.3 million from the state.
Now, that's when the news is being honest. What about when the news is in their feelings? They really are in their feels, bro. This shit crazy.
Fraud crisis. There are major developments in Minnesota's fraud crisis, specifically related to childcare. Here's the latest.
We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says it's freezing child care funds for Minnesota after a YouTuber claimed to uncover fraudulent centers in a viral video. The state gets about $185 million in federal funds each year. The HHS deputy secretary says he's demanded Minnesota Governor Tim Walz audit those centers featured in the video. The governor responded on X, saying this is Trump's long game. We've spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans. Some of the featured child care centers are firing back. This one says footage from their security camera proves kids were present when the YouTuber stopped by. Our Connor White went there to take a closer look. All new at 10.
You want to make ready for kindergarten.
This is ABC Learning Center in Minneapolis.
They have to learn ABC and numbers.
Director Ahmed Hassan gave WCCO a tour after finding his daycare in the national spotlight.
All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center.
In a now viral video, right-wing YouTuber Nick Shirley claims nearly a dozen daycare centers in Minnesota are taking public funds but not providing a service. He says ABC Learning Center is one of them, knocking on the door in mid-December.
I would like to check a child in the daycare.
Hassan says his employee didn't respond because Shirley was in a group of about 8 people, and his staff were concerned about recent ICE activity.
Is this daycare committing fraud?
No, we're not committing fraud.
Hassan showed us security footage from the same day Shirley was here. According to the timestamps in the videos, this woman takes a young child into the center at around 9 a.m. that day, about 3 hours before Shirley arrives at the door closer to the street. Within the hour after Shirley leaves, a woman arrives at the other door with a stroller. A larger family heads inside a few hours later. Tuesday afternoon, WCCO found at least a dozen children at ABC Learning Center, which is licensed with the state. Records show Minnesota officials last visited the daycare in November, noting some corrected and ongoing violations related to day-to-day operations, but no record of fraud.
What did I do? I'm just a typical human being who wants to live and do the right thing. I have kids to feed.
Umi Hassan, the daycare's current...
Help me out, chat. Help me out, chat. All right. I don't want to be all bigoted and racial and whatnot, but does she look like a typical human being who just wants to do good? That's what she says. That's what she says. I don't know. I don't know what a typical human being who wants to do good looks like, but I don't think it's her. My gut, my dear gut is telling me that's not what a typical human being who just wants to do good looks like. You look like a ninja assassin who speaks Arabic.
The fraud.
What did I do? I'm just a typical human being who wants to live and do the right thing. I'm
just a typical human being. I am just a typical human being. Lord.
Violations related to day-to-day operations, but no record of fraud.
What did I do? I'm
What did
just
I do?
a typical human being
What did
who
I do?
wants to live and do the right thing.
What did I
have
do?
kids to feed.
Umi Hassan, the daycare's current owner, believes these latest fraud accusations are political. Both she and Hassan are Somali Americans.
We pay our taxes. We do whatever we can to be a law-abiding citizen. At the same time,
we are just two innocent, non-terroristic Muslims. What did I do? What did I do? What did I even do?
when one Somali does something wrong, we all get collective punishment.
With Shirley's video now approaching 2.3 million views on YouTube alone, they say they are getting nonstop phone calls harassing them.
I was looking for a place for my granddaughter.
With many of those calls attached to out-of-state phone numbers.
Aren't we all human beings? Majestic, aren't we all human beings? I'm just a human being. She's just a human being. Aren't we all human beings?
They normally say, knock, knock, we're gonna come. You're gonna arrest, something like that.
What? He said knock, knock. Hold on. Is this a knock, knock joke? Wait. I like jokes. I like knock, knock jokes. Hold on. I got to get this right.
Those calls attached to out-of-state phone numbers.
They normally say, knock, knock, we're gonna come.
All right. This is a start. Knock, knock. Who's there? Ice who? Ice, baby. Dun, 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 dun. All right. That was terrible. That was horrible. Forgive me.
I was looking for a place for my granddaughter.
With many of those calls attached to out-of-state phone numbers.
They normally say, knock, knock, we're gonna come. You're gonna arrest, something like that.
Hassan says they turned over attendance records to comply with the Department of Homeland Security request. They're now waiting to hear back. CBS News is reviewing records related to the same daycares. All but 2 have active licenses. And Aaron, while the active places have violations related to safety or staff training, there's no recorded evidence of fraud specifically.
Okay, interesting. Connor, thank you so much. Well, another facility highlighted in the YouTube video was Quality Learning Center. The people operating it would not speak with us, but we did talk to a mother dropping off her kids.
I take my kids here, 2 o'clock to 10. Yeah, there's a lot of kids inside.
We spoke with another woman who says she owns the building that houses the daycare. She says they've been operating there since 2017. New tonight, this child care facility says it's dealing with the fallout of fraud allegations. The Nokomis Daycare Center in Minneapolis says vandals did extensive damage there overnight. They believe divisive and hateful rhetoric toward the Somali community is to blame. We expect to learn some more details tomorrow. Federal agents are conducting a, quote, massive operation in Minneapolis right now. The Department of Homeland Security has posted these videos of agents going door to door at suspected fraud sites. The daycare investigation represents a new front in Minnesota's fraud fight. More than 50 people have been convicted so far in the $250 million COVID-era scheme involving Feeding Our Future. Prosecutors believe fraud in 14 state Medicaid service programs could total $9 billion. Updates to the fraud crisis are coming in fast, so be sure to stick with WCCO and CBS News Minnesota for the latest.
All right, now, if that wasn't bad enough, let's go to CNN. Real news.
FBI and Internationally, the FBI and Department of Homeland Security are deepening their investigations into alleged fraud involving federal funds in Minnesota. Earlier today, DHS posted several videos on social media of investigators in Minneapolis inspecting what they say are suspected fraud sites, which include daycare centers. CNN law enforcement correspondent Whitney Wild is tracking this development for us. And Whitney, what prompted the Trump administration to escalate these investigations?
Well, it does seem to be in response to this viral video. Right now, what the FBI is saying, it is surging resources into Minnesota. This is just the latest chapter of this sprawling fraud investigation that began in 2022 and has led to more than 75 arrests. Many people are among the Somali community in Minnesota. The FBI Director Kash Patel, again, tweeting today, and it really seemed to be a reaction to this viral video by a YouTube personality named Nick Shirley, which now has more more than 115 million views on X, and that number continues to grow. In the video, Shirley says that he's uncovering more fraudulent businesses in the Somali community. That 42-minute video was retweeted by Vice President J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. Director Patel said the FBI has been all over these cases, posting this on X. Even before the public conversation escalated online, the FBI had surged personnel and investigative resources to Minnesota to dismantle large-scale fraud schemes exploiting federal programs. In touting the arrests, Patel said that the FBI believes this is just the tip of a very large iceberg. In several posts Monday, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem tweeted that HSI agents are on the ground conducting a massive investigation into these suspected fraud sites, saying this: DHS is on the ground in Minneapolis, going door to door at suspected fraud sites, saying that the American people deserve answers on how their taxpayer money is being used and arrests when abuse is found. These fraud cases, Phil, have become a major political flashpoint for Republicans, and this has been going on for years. A state audit earlier this year, again, this was just one chapter in this story. A state audit earlier this year found that funds meant for frontline workers in Minneapolis were being scammed away, and Republicans and the administration have begun to target Somali migrants in that state. Today, in a statement to CNN, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's press office said the governor has worked for years to crack down on fraud and asked the state legislature for more authority to take aggressive action. He has strengthened oversight, including launching investigations into these specific facilities, one of which was already closed. He has hired an outside law firm to audit payments to high-risk programs. He's also shut down the Housing Stabilization Services Program entirely and announced a new statewide program integrity director and supported criminal prosecutions. Phil, this is the...
Tim trying to act like he been doing something. Like he been fighting this whole time. Tim acting like he been alone fighting off a wave of Somali fraudsters this whole time. Shut up, nigga. Nobody believes you.
Latest chapter, we have no indication this story is anywhere close to over. Attorney General Pam Bondi also tweeting that she basically saying that this YouTuber, Nick Shirley, showed Americans how sprawling these cases are and that her office is continuing to work on them to try to root out as much fraud as they possibly can, Phil.
Yeah, certainly seems like a lot more to come. Whitney Wild, great reporting. Thanks so much.
This morning, the FBI and Homeland Security say they are surging resources to Minnesota to investigate claims of widespread fraud in the state. The federal crackdown comes just days after a YouTube creator posted a viral video boosted by Vice President J.D. Vance accusing Somali-run child care centers of taking money without actually caring for children. But critics say these accusations are being made without any actual proof and call it a troubling continuation of the Trump administration's targeting of Minnesota's Somali community, who he publicly called garbage. CNN's Holmes Lebrand joins us now with more on this. Holmes, tell us a little bit more about what has been driving this investigation.
Yeah, so this is a really interesting investigation. It's actually pretty old. A lot of this began under President Joe Biden when they were investigating fraud claims related to COVID relief. So when we talk about a lot of this giant kind of fraud scheme that Director...
They all sound a little bit mad that they have to do some work because of this one YouTube kid. This one kid on YouTube made you guys have to do real journalism now.
Of the FBI, Kash Patel, also tweeted about saying that there were 78 indictments so far, 57 convictions, as well as this dismantling of a $250 million fraud scheme. That is an older case than what we're now talking about with this new viral video. So this new viral video is trying to take past claims and kind of make these new claims. These new claims have not been investigated. In fact, Tiki Brown, the commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Children, said that these centers have been visited in the past 6 months and that none of those unannounced visits have turned out any fraud, but they are investigating these locations. But again, this is a kind of this past fraud that's still being investigated. In fact, prosecutors are now telling reporters that they're investigating new suspicious billing practices for 14 Medicare-funded programs in the state. So this is an ongoing investigation. It is clearly a lot of fraud that takes place, but that's very different than going door to door and making these accusations against specific facilities like these daycare centers that have not yet been backed up by.
It's not like he did your job. Isn't that what journalists do? Isn't journalism knocking on doors and asking people questions about things? I thought this was America, people.
Officials.
Holmes Librarian, thank you so much for that. We spent a lot of time in court watching court sessions together over these many years. Thank you. I do appreciate seeing you now, and have a wonderful new year. Joining us now, CNN political analyst Jackie Kucinich and senior contributor at Axios.
Hey, bro, don't even get me started on the gas stations and convenience stores and hotels. Albert, bro, listen, if you are a driver, if you are a truck driver in America, especially on the East Coast, I can't talk too much. I haven't really been past the Mississippi all that often, but I know up and down the entire East Coast, from every hill and valley, on every interstate, and all the little tiny towns where there's nothing but old white ladies and shit, all the hotels and gas stations are run by the Patel clan. It's like a mafia, but with curry. Could you imagine if the mafia smelled like curry? We would have got rid of them motherfuckers like 70 years ago.
Margaret Talev, thank you both for being here. Let's start with what's happening in Minnesota. Does this YouTuber's viral video simply kind of give the Trump administration another reason or cover for its crackdown against Somalis, whom Trump did call...
Not the Sopranos, bro. You know, this is why it's hard to maintain that perfect green monetization label, because I don't even think it's always me. I think sometimes it's the chat. Sometimes the algorithm is reading the chat and they're like, no, we can't put full branding on that. You know, his chat be making up words like poopranos and stuff like that. You know, the people who sell Kraft macaroni and cheese don't want to advertise around stuff like that. Jesus Lord, the poopranos.
All garbage, who said he wanted out of the country. I will start with you, Margaret.
Well, it certainly is giving fuel to this argument, and I think it does demonstrate the sort of increasing power of the sort of creator, news adjacent creators in this space. We're seeing it all over the country, whether it's people who claim political neutrality or are aligned with one side or the other. But I think it is also a big political problem for Tim Walz. I mean, he's running for what would become a historic third four-year term in Minnesota. There's a lot of Republican interest in taking him on, including from figures like Mike Lindell. You can be sure if Tim Walz was the U.S. vice president right now at this moment, that this would be like one of the first, political scandals that he would be dealing with. So there are a lot of moving parts here. But I think for President Trump and the Trump administration, this effort to use this to make broader arguments about scaling back immigration, scaling back refugee status, does run up against this other issue of...
Yeah, I mean, when a particular ethnic group becomes like associated with fraud to the tune of billions of dollars in multiple states across the country, and their country is already on the no-fly list, and their country is already on the terror watch list, and I mean, Allahu Akbar, I'm just saying, like, yeah, it does kind of make sense that you would not bring more of them in here.
Does he go too far when he makes those points? And in a state like Minnesota, which has been a blue state for quite some time, that's the big question. Will he take it too far? What's the sort of maximal pressure to put on Walz without jumping the shark?
Yeah, Jackie, I do want to talk to you a little bit more about Waltz. I mean, there was a huge fraud case that was decided in a federal court where a jury convicted the leader and associate of a now defunct nonprofit. Prosecutors at the time in 2019 called it the nation's largest ever case of pandemic aid fraud. That case just ending in 2025. You know, the head of that nonprofit is not Somali, but her associate was. I mean, how much damage has all of this done to Governor Tim Walz's prospects of potential higher office? Obviously, he is running again for
Tim is cooked. Timmy is cooked.
Governor, so that's one thing. But then if you look at the national picture as 2028 comes rolling around, what do you make of all this?
So I think you're right particularly with the first point there. This is about his reelection campaign right now in 2026, and you know that Minnesota Republicans have taken aim. They've called on him to resign for some of these scandals at this point. Now, the governor's office has said they have made reforms, but ultimately the voters are going to decide if that's enough. And Margaret's absolutely right. This is a blue state, but it's a governor's office that Republicans absolutely are targeting and want to take back in 2026. And the closer these scandals get to that election day, which we're still, a couple months out.
I'm gonna put this right here. I'm just gonna tell you this flat out. Republicans are not gonna take back Minnesota unless they send in all the special forces. You're gonna need the Rangers, the Navy SEALs. What is the Marine Special Forces called? Or is every Marine a special operator by default? You're going to need the crew from Stargate SG-5. If you really want to take back Minnesota, I'm just trying to tell you, it's not going to happen. Oh, MARSOC. Okay, there you go. Yeah, you're going to need those guys. I knew they had one. I didn't want to just believe that every Marine was a special operator, but theoretically, that's what they like to tell you, right? Hoorah. But hold on. I was about to do something. I lost track. Let me go back a second. Shout out to Romello with the $2. He says they talk in third grade level. And I had a clip just for that. Shout out to Romello. They talk in third grade level.
Yesterday morning, I was called by the owner because unfortunately someone came in to our daycare. We looked and saw what happened, and we saw that the suspect came in from the back, broke in from the back kitchen, and he also destroyed the wall to come in. As we walked around the daycare, we saw that our office doors was broken into as well. Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community, as one video made by a specific individual made this all happen. We've been receiving hateful messages through our voice notes threatening us since the past couple of days, including one that happened yesterday morning after the break-in. This is frightening and exhausting because this is happening to us Somali communities as Somali Americans. We are supposed to stand with each other and help each other through everything that's happening. This is also sad that a video can cause all of this.
Dick Dog, you ain't shit. You ain't shit for that. Take that back, Dick Dog. You ain't shit for that. Where is Todd City right now? Where is Uncut Underground right now, bro? Take that back. That's Somali Todd City. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. No, you niggas is killing me right now.
I want to say that there are hundreds of daycares out
Somali Uncut.
there, Somali daycares that are out there, and we all help our children and everyone in our community.
Shout out to Somali
high quality
Uncut.
daycares, and this is very sad news that one individual who made a false claim about fraud that is happening in the daycares engaged everyone else to come and do this to us.
So, as you can tell, somebody was gracious enough to break into one of these Somali daycares and steal all of their records. Excuse me, I had to take a sip. That's why you're not supposed to smoke while you do the show. Somebody did them a favor and broke into their daycare and stole all of their records about payments and child histories and whatnot. It's a damn shame what they did to them Somali daycares, y'all. Wait, you know what? And I got a couple of more super chats I almost forgot about. Appreciate y'all coming through tonight. It is New Year's Eve. I don't know how long we're going to keep this up, but we're going to be here for a little while. It is 8 o'clock on the West Coast, New Year's Eve. We just might push it till the ball drops. I don't know. I wasn't planning on doing nothing. It's New Year's in the ghetto. I'm too old for these niggas. Shout out to Laughing Dog with the 5-ball. FBI Minneapolis HQ sits in Congressional District 5. Same as assassinations and this fraud. Guess the elected officials, CD5. I heard that guy that he shot. What's that lady's name that got killed in Minneapolis? I was just talking about her the other day. He shot her husband, and another couple, but he's blaming it on Tim. He says Tim Walz told him to do it. All right, allegedly, Tim Walz told him to do it. So there's that. Shout out to Romello with the 5-ball. There are many countries saying no to a group of people coming. Poland is having an issue. Actually, Poland is not having many issues, Romello. Poland was not letting niggas in from jump. Poland was not playing around from jump. Poland was already like, nah, nigga.
Take control. Take control of your city.
That's how Poland is looking at the rest of Europe right now. Poland is looking at the rest of Europe like, you niggas look crazy. I would never. And you know what's crazy? Back in the day, they used to make like weird racist jokes about Poland, Polacks and whatnot. Funny how that turned out, isn't it? Romello with the $2. Comfort Inn is curry territory. God damn it, I think he's right.
Come on, share your dollar. Give me your dollar. Share your dollar with me. Come on.
Comfort Inn is curry territory. Between the Somalis, the dot mafia. I mean, hell, you know what? Honestly, the Mexicans and all the different various Latinos, they aren't really that bad compared to the rest of the world, I mean, hell, at least the Latinos, they relatively believe in Jesus and whatnot, and their food is delicious. I can't eat that other shit. I cannot eat that other shit, At least all the Mexicans and all the other Latinos, they're bearable. They're palatable compared to everybody else. Like, god damn. Anyway, back to CNN.
The Trump administration says it is now withholding all federal child care funding to the entire state. The agency says the state receives $185 million for 19,000 children, and now that money will be gone. And the agency did not specify any alternate plans for families who will be affected. DHS and the FBI said they were surging resources to Minnesota to investigate what they called suspected fraud sites. This all comes in response to a viral video posted by a MAGA content creator. He claims that he uncovered widespread fraud by Somali-run child care centers in the state. CNN is looking into those claims and has not independently verified the accusations, but the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services is taking the allegations at face value. Take a listen.
Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade. Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment.
However, the so-called evidence comes from a man who has posted anti-Muslim and anti-immigrant content in the past. CNN's Whitney Wild speaks to the man behind that video and takes a look at his claims.
We're from CNN. Can we talk to you? This is Matt.
Nick Shirley went back to Minneapolis. You got to understand, right? He shot all that footage relatively quietly a couple of weeks ago. And then he had to, process, edit the whole thing. And then he did his grand release. And now he's back on the ground in Minneapolis. And of course, the hoes are mad. When are the hoes not mad? It seems like every time I do this show, the hoes are mad.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
MAGA YouTuber Nick Shirley, back at a daycare in Minnesota, he alleged was a fraudulent facility in a now viral video.
People are going to say this is a left or right issue, but no, fraud is fraud. And so I'm not out here trying to put a twist on things.
Shirley's viral video, released over the weekend, in which he says he's uncovering tens of millions of dollars in fraud at Minneapolis daycares run by the Somali community, was retweeted by Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. In the video, Shirley tries to open locked doors and talk to people at various daycares he claims are frauds. Did you come during their normal operating hours?
It's like they didn't go to investigate the actual story. They went to investigate him.
When you came to visit?
I came at 11 a.m., I believe, and I also came the following day later in the day. The point of it is not whether or not I came at the right time of their operation hours. The point is that blacked out doors, they can't give you any information. You call that number, no one answers. I wasn't trying to go inside, and there should be a way for somebody to actually be able to call that number and somebody be able to answer. These aren't real businesses.
But surely you don't think a daycare should just be unlocked. You shouldn't be able to just walk into a
There
daycare.
should be a reception.
No, every daycare is locked.
It has their doors are locked.
And so, okay, you bring up.
How can a daycare doors just be locked? Think about that for a minute, right? This is the place where adult parents bring their children. Why would the doors just be locked and the windows blocked out? I mean, think about like the types of places that you as a parent would bring your children to. And it's like, if it looks uninviting from the outside, would you actually bring your children onto the inside? I have never, ever in my life, I'm pretty sure you can walk into at least the lobby of a school/daycare. I remember dropping my children off when they were young, and you can walk into the lobby.
Fair point. Then why can't they actually give me information how to enroll a child?
Federal law enforcement has been investigating fraud in Minnesota for several years. Both Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel said on social media they've indicted dozens of defendants. DHS has posted multiple videos of agents they say are conducting a massive fraud investigation. Do you think that federal law enforcement hasn't done enough? I mean, they would say, look, these fraud cases have been going on, but they've already done like 80 indictments. The cases have been going on, for years.
And why did I show up one day in Minnesota and go to all these daycares, no children? They're receiving millions of dollars. We uncovered nearly $110 million in fraud in one day.
How do you know that all the allegations that you're making are true?
How do I know that they're true? Well, we showed you guys what was happening, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis.
We're coming so we can make our own analysis. Are you 100% sure you're true?
Yeah, I am 100% sure I'm true.
CNN is looking into Shirley's claims. Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN.
Look, she's doing work.
Make it stop. Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please. Like,
She's journalism, and y'all, hold on. Let's pay attention.
Hi, my name's Whitney Wild. I'm a correspondent for CNN. We reached out to several of the daycares featured in the now viral video. Only one daycare facility answered and said they are a legitimate business. Have you seen the videos, purporting that some of these daycares don't have kids inside? Minnesota Republicans say despite the new focus from the Trump administration, they have been sounding the alarm on fraud for years.
we have talked about fraud. We have gotten stories. We've tried to push this forward every way that we can.
At the daycare where Shirley showed back up, a stream of children walk inside. You're saying that this is a fraudulent daycare. There's kids being dropped off right now.
Yes, the commissioner of children literally said a week ago this place was closed.
Did you know
They're
that?
showing face right now.
A viral video.
Yeah, this is the interesting thing about that individual daycare in particular. According to the state officials, the daycare is actually closed right now. Think about that for a minute. Understand the grand scale of the manipulation that's taking place, right? Not from the state per se. They're doing a different type of manipulation, but think about what just happened. The community, the Somali community that has this national common problem, once they heard that, oh, they're on to us, somebody typed this in the chat earlier, Habibi, bring the kids. And that's literally what they did. Habibi is bringing the children out right now because everybody knows they're looking at us crazy right now. It literally had a meeting at the mosque and was like, Habibi, you got to bring all the kids. And he was like, all of them? Yeah, yes, Habibi, all 15 of them. I said, okay, boss.
That we can.
At the daycare where Shirley showed back up, a stream of children walk inside. You're saying that this is a fraudulent daycare. There's kids being dropped off right now.
Yes, the commissioner of children literally said a week ago this place was closed.
Did you know
They're
that?
showing face right now.
A viral video, disputed claims, and their full fallout remains to be seen. Dozens of fraud cases that DOJ is touting began during the Biden administration. Back in 2022, the U.S. attorneys...
They literally made a video, not even a full video. It was like a 15-second clip of her making a phone call. And they titled it, Journalisming. Think about that for a minute. Go back. Just look at this for a minute.
Gotten stories. We've tried to push this forward every way that we can.
At the daycare where Shirley showed back up, a stream of children walk inside. You're saying that this is a fraudulent daycare. There's kids being dropped off right now.
Yes, the commissioner of children literally said a week ago this place was closed.
Did you know
They're
that?
showing face right now.
A viral video, disputed claims, and their full fallout remains to be seen. Dozens of fraud cases that DOJ is touting began during the Biden administration. Back in 2022, the U.S. Attorney's Office for Minnesota announced 47 indictments for this massive fraud scheme. Since then, they've indicted more than 30 more people, and in total, they have secured at least 56 convictions. Whitney Wild, CNN, Minneapolis.
The group chat is back to talk about all of this right now. And Sarah, I wanna
Not
go
the
to you
CNN
first.
group
What-
chat. Oh, shit. Not the CNN group chat. I didn't even know CNN had a group chat. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CNN group chat.
And well, guys, if I could still show you around, here is the biggest, gayest man in the world. So gay.
What do we know based on evidence about the alleged fraud in Minnesota and how legitimate and widespread it may be?
Well, I think a lot of people were very apt to believe Shirley's videos because we had indictments in 2022 when reporting first came out about this issue. It was David Fahrenthold, then at the Washington Post, who started to unravel all of these claims. The reason why I think Shirley's post has gone viral amongst some of the conservative community is because Minnesota is a politically convenient target, not just for the president, but for the party. Obviously, the governor there, Tim Walz, was the
You really think this is about voting? You really think this is about politics? No, 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 no. This is about robbery. This is about getting stolen from. This is about getting manipulated. This is about being lied to. This is about getting your goddamn hand out of my goddamn pocket.
Give me the money. Give me the money. I was cute. Give me the money.
Travel all of these claims. The reason why I think Shirley's post has gone viral amongst some of the conservative community is because Minnesota is a politically convenient target, not just for the president, but for the party. Obviously, the governor there, Tim Walz, was the running mate to Kamala Harris in the 2024 election. Ilhan Omar has long been a foe of the president's. And you noted up top that the ICE immigration raids on Somalis has been a priority for the president. So all of this collectively has made this story something that people want to gravitate to. And in addition to that, previous reporting that uncovered widespread fraud in Minnesota from years ago also makes people more apt to believe this, where I think a lot of folks in the media, including you mentioned CNN, which is looking to verify this video, are showing pause and trepidation around Shirley's reporting is just that making sure that it's actually verified, that it's showing fraud in a similar way that we all evaluated the initial reporting that came out in 2022.
And Antoine, what does it say about the media landscape at this point when a YouTuber with an anti-immigrant past can post a video with scant evidence, we can say, that launches a federal surge into a state?
I think there are different types of media, and I think Sarah's right. Truth be told, there's been local reporting on this matter for years. In fact, there were 59 convictions under the Biden-Harris administration, as I understand it, and quite frankly, why
Ms. Cantrell said he blinks too hard.
there's a lot of attention on the Somalian community. There's a white woman by the name of Amy Locke who was convicted, I think, on several different charges, who was considered the ringleader of this. And many of these daycares have been shut down for other reasons, like their ability not to be able to operate properly in the state. I think the YouTuber video points to one of those who had already been shut down in the past. And quite frankly, I think that the governor has been hamstringed by the legislature for political reasons in order to do more. He was able to shut down the housing stabilization fund, another accusation. So this has become politically convenient, and there's currency in this by this administration to make this a right-wing, red meat, racial talking point about the Somalians, and of course picking on Tim Walz. At the end of the day, I don't think anyone wants to run away from accountability, particularly Tim Walz, who's up for re-election in the state
Why you sound like Shannon Sharp, little cousin?
next year.
And also, we know, as we mentioned earlier, VP Vance, he retweeted Nick Shirley's video, and President Trump has also been stoking anti-Somali sentiment for a while. Let's listen to some of that.
Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars.
And what's happening in Minnesota with Somalia, where billions of dollars is being stolen.
You know, that's exactly why people like Trump, though. Listen, when Trump get in his bag, listen, when something really happens, Trump doesn't do that media thing, you know, wild teenagers attacked a lady on the train, you know. Hostile youths were running amok in downtown Chicago. Trump doesn't do that euphemism bullshit. Trump was like, it came from China. No hesitation. No euphemism. None of that blackety black talk. He didn't use no slang, none of that. He said it came from China. And the Somalis are robbing you blind. Trump has no problem just calling it out, straight out. Listen, that's who did it. It was him. Trump has no problem saying the name, right? It was him. That nigga right there. Shout out to Trump for that.
Of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars.
And what's happening in Minnesota with Somalia, where billions of dollars is being stolen, right? Like candy from a baby.
So, Terry, I'll ask you, where is all this headed, do you think, now that we have this kind of like resurgence in reporting of the situation and as well as the attention from the highest office in the land?
Well, I think it's a refreshing change from the Biden administration that was infiltrating Catholic organizations like the Knights of Columbus and classifying parents who spoke up at school board meetings as potential domestic terrorists. Look, this is old. This is, as I think I saw news stories and videos as far back as 2014, definitely 2018. These claims of fraud are verified. They are credible. They've been trying to do things here. And listen, I think that our justice system needs to be colorblind because we know that fraud is not, or I'm sorry, that fraud is colorblind. This is not about the Somalians. I think the reason that it's being focused on the Somalians is because they're the ones committing it. We took these people in as refugees, and it looks like there's billions and billions of dollars of scams. So hopefully we can get some convictions here and get some justice because people need this money. People need help with daycare, and no one should be scammed of it, especially taxpayers.
Well, if I can just quickly add, keep in mind Trump University is also was convicted for fraud, and I would also add that this president has pardoned those close to him who's had their own allegations of fraud. So we should keep that in mind. If we're going to be fraud, let's deal with fraud.
And we don't want to go tit for tat, but I do appreciate all of your guys' insight. Thank you to our group chat.
Right now, Republican lawmakers are asking Minnesota's Democratic Governor Tim Walz to resign after renewed focus on a state fraud investigation. A viral YouTube video by a creator who has shared anti-immigrant and anti-Muslim videos in the past put a major national spotlight on the investigation. The video claims Somali-run child care centers in Minnesota are committing widespread fraud. It provides limited evidence to support the allegations. It was a video that was amplified by Vice President J.D. Vance, Attorney General Pam Bondi, and Elon Musk. Now, the FBI and DHS say they are surging resources into Minnesota, including at those child care centers. CNN's Whitney Wild is in Minneapolis. And Whitney, what are you hearing from officials there?
Well, there's one agency saying basically today that they are concerned about some of the tactics that the video shows, but at the same time, they take all allegations of fraud seriously. This has been a problem in Minnesota for many, many years. You can look it up yourself. There are stories about, alleged fraud at daycares stretching as far back as 2015. There were a round of indictments back then. Fraud continues to simply plague the Minneapolis area and Minnesota at large. There have been, in recent years, Phil, dozens of indictments, at least 80 for various types of fraud, COVID relief fraud, other types of housing fraud. And federal officials basically call this like an ongoing fraud investigation. If you look, the latest press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Minnesota says,
I don't think we've said the word fraud as many times as we've had today. Like, just all I hear every 10 seconds is fraud, Somali, fraud, Somali, fraud.
6 more indictments in this ongoing fraud investigation. So this has been going on for quite some time. Local news has been all over this, producing award-winning series on fraud issues in Minnesota. But even still, it wasn't until, as you point out, that video that this fraud issue in Minnesota really exploded. I mean, that video for Nick Shirley has more than 115 million views. It has now caught the attention of very powerful voices in America. Here in Minnesota, we are asking leaders what is going on and what the impact of that video has. So here's our interview with Speaker Lisa DeMuth. She is a Republican, and explained to us why it is so important for a national spotlight to be shined here on Minnesota.
They're state dollars, but a lot of these programs have federal dollars in them too. So we've.
Wait, let me go to the panels real quick. Shout out to my man Scott. It's like they hired Scott to be the one white man on the panel. Like the other guys don't even really count most of the time.
So he goes to the facilities. Some of them had already been closed for some time. Minnesota officials say that each of the facilities that he visited had been visited at least once in the last 6 months. And so far, they found no evidence of fraud. So shouldn't he have to provide actual evidence of fraud before just walking up to a building and saying fraud is happening here?
Who is he? Like, who gave this guy license to go around and say, I couldn't get in the daycare centers, the doors were locked? Like, no.
Of course, it has to be Keisha. This is why you don't have your job on MSNBC anymore, by the way, Keisha. Always picking the wrong fight. Just like Keisha. Always picking the wrong fight.
And saying fraud is happening here.
Who is he? Like, who gave this guy license to go around and say, I couldn't get in the daycare centers, the doors were locked? Like, nobody should be able to walk into a daycare center because the doors are locked. These random vigilante justice, something that people in this country know a lot about, these random vigilante justice seekers who ordain themselves like some sort of law enforcement expert, like he's a random YouTuber. And I just find it laughable that the party of the self-proclaimed pro-life people are celebrating cutting off funding to children. The white evangelical crowd who purports to uphold these Christian values are celebrating targeting communities because of their ethnicity and cutting off care to children. It's utterly ridiculous. And I have to say, only a deplorable human being cannot decisively say it is wrong to target this community. We all heard what Donald Trump said from the White House. To pretend that this is some sort of opinion versus this opinion. No, we hear this right now. And so we have to call these things out with outrage, with righteous indignation that this type of thing, one day it's the Somali community, the next day it's another community. What is hard about saying this is awful? What is hard about saying we should all care about children? And
I care about my money. Those ain't even my goddamn children, all right? That's what my money is for. That's why I care about my money, because my money is for my children. Don't just say children in this broad blanket term like I'm supposed to care about all of the starving children of the world. I don't actually believe the children are the future. I believe my children are the future. And I don't even care if you judge me. That's just how it is.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
It's not just racist and xenophobic. It's actually dangerous because what Donald Trump is doing in targeting this community, it's putting American citizens in danger because it is putting a target on their back. But there's something else that I think is really disturbing to your point about who this YouTuber is, and that all of a sudden, because he made this video that has gone viral now.
Yeah, Terry, she did call Nick a vigilante. And that's why we've titled tonight's show Vigilante Journalism. That's a whole segment we're going to get to in a minute. Because Nick Shirley has spawned a wave of what I am calling, and you know I love to make up titles and names and shit, vigilante journalism. I think it's appropriate. I think this is the new wave. With all the TikTok and YouTubers out there getting to the truth and doing little short videos about things that CNN and MSNBC. I mean, Vice News was almost like this, but even Vice News is gay now. Now you have to depend on your vigilante journalists to actually tell you what's really, really going on in your country.
Now DHS and FBI are putting resources into this community all of a sudden.
Well, they're not. I mean, because they actually had already. Well, that's the thing. I mean, those videos that we were showing, those are
they're
performative.
pretending like
They're
they
walking
just
into
found this out.
They're walking into a deli and asking questions and then saying, "Have a nice day." That's not how you investigate fraud.
That's not how you investigate fraud, she says, as if that's what you do.
In charge of it. That nothing is being done, that no one is being held accountable, that this was just let to run rampant is completely false.
Well, some people have been held accountable, but I think in the opinion of most Republicans, not nearly enough. And truthfully, until somebody in a position of power, until somebody in a position in Minnesota, elected position who was in charge of administering this or having some oversight over it goes to jail, it's honestly never going to stop. Look what's going on in blue states across the country. $9 billion in Minnesota, $70 billion in fraud in California, cooking the crime stats in Washington, D.C. When is someone in a position of power going to go to jail for the rampant
hold on
fraud?
a second.
What I am telling you, though, is in the case of these states and locales, this is public money, taxpayer money.
Sure.
People get elected. They're supposed
the
to run these
DOJ
programs.
is doing their job every single day,
About
and they
Tim
are.
Walz, the Medicaid program is run
The
by the
DOJ
state.
is prosecuting
And he bragged about putting
fraudsters
more
of
money into this
of
daycare
public funds
system that is obviously
all
rife with
the
fraud.
time.
Hello, I'm HHS Deputy Secretary Jim O'Neill. I'm here with Assistant Secretary Alex Adams. Alex oversees the Administration for Children and Families. Intrepid journalists have made shocking and credible allegations of extensive fraud in Minnesota's child care programs. We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
My office, ACF, provides Minnesota $185 million in child care funds each year. That money should be helping 19,000 American children, including toddlers and infants. Any dollar stolen by fraudsters is stolen from those children. Yesterday, I spoke directly with the director of the Minnesota Child Care Services Office. She could not tell me with confidence whether those allegations of fraud are isolated or whether there's fraud stretching statewide.
Today, we have taken 3 direct actions against the blatant fraud that seems to be rampant in Minnesota. First, I have activated our Defend the Spend system for all ACF childcare payments across America.
Real quick. Shout out to these two guys. You know, they have strong accountant physiognomy. I have a lot of confidence in these two. I bet they don't even think in words. They think in ones and zeros. Like their internal monologue is a series of ones and zeros. These niggas think in binary code. I have a lot of faith in these two guys right here. Shout out to Dick Dog with the $5 super chat. He says, I'm sorry, but the biggest hurdle white men have to go through is their own women. And the way they question Shirley is proof. You are absolutely right. The white man has to subdue the white woman. I have some theories on that, but I don't want to tell you on air.
Make it stop. Make the hurt stop, please. Like,
shout out to Romello with the $2. He says, put blackface in front of it. Interesting. Well, I mean, if you put a black woman in front of anything, you get like most black men to follow. Don't you know?
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
And Romello again with a couple of super chats. Let me just read both of these. He says, I apologize, but black women, you are destroying our community. But yeah, Howard community. I said what I said. I mean, you did say what you said, brother. You did say that.
What black community? It's a black environment with black women and black children in it.
How dare you say that we are not interested in families in the black community?
Newsflash, education doesn't equate to intelligence. How about that shit?
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry! You not like Hulk angry! Hulk no like fighting girls.
Starting today, we require a justification, receipt, or photo evidence before we make a payment. Second, I've just signed and sent a demand letter to Governor Walz. I required a full 360 review of these centers. This includes attendance records, licenses, complaints, investigations, and inspections.
And third, we've launched a dedicated fraud reporting hotline and email address at childcare.gov. Whether you're a parent, a provider, a member of the public, we want to hear from you. Let me be crystal clear. ACF expects every state to uphold the highest standards of oversight, monitoring, and accountability for federal dollars. Minnesota is no exception.
We're committed to holding bad actors accountable. Regardless of rank or office, anyone who's involved in perpetrating this fraud against the American people should expect to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
scam.
Check of your top stories this morning. We're following major developments in Minnesota's fraud crisis, specifically related to childcare. Here's the latest.
We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says it's freezing childcare funds for Minnesota after a YouTuber claimed to uncover fraudulent centers in a viral video. The state gets about $185 million in federal funds each year. The HHS deputy secretary says he's demanded Minnesota Governor Tim Walz audit the centers featured in that video. The governor responded on X saying, quote, "This is Trump's long game. We've spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans."
Some of the featured child care centers are now firing back. This one says footage from their security cameras proves kids were present when the YouTuber stopped by. Our
The kids were there? Oh, no, really? It was all a misunderstanding, y'all.
For kindergarten. This is ABC Learning Center in
We already
Minneapolis.
saw that
You have to
anyway.
learn ABC and numbers. Director Ahmed Hassan gave WCCO a tour after finding.
We already watched all that anyway.
Minnesota people, I've heard.
Now, hey, and by the way, shout out to is that Marshall? Shout out to the Venmo donations. Appreciate everybody that donates on Venmo, by the way. My man Marshall with the big 20 ball on Venmo. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Please continue to smash that super chat button. Can't do it without you guys.
Hulk! Smash! Smash you! You make Hulk angry. You not like Hulk angry. Hulk no like fighting girls.
And shout out to Marshall and everybody else on Venmo. Cash App has banned me permanently. This is the only peer-to-peer cash transfer I'm allowed on. I got to be a good boy from now on in case I get kicked off of Venmo too. But shout out to everybody on Venmo.
Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away.
Minnesota people, I've heard the commissioners.
I'm sorry. I just need you to state your name for the record, Mr. Olson.
I'm sorry.
Your full name.
Sorry, ma'am. Madam Chair, I'm Nathaniel M. Olson, a disability advocate for the state of Minnesota. I've heard the commissioners and the Department of Human Services, but the one thing that I'm freaking worried about is this freaking fraud that is happening over our state, where there's 600,000 disability people in the state of Minnesota that could suffer. And sadly, it's quite interesting that we have Governor Walz speaking in front of the state and saying that this fraud is nothing but the side, but my people are done suffering.
Shout out to Nate. That's the new Lil Big Nate. Shout out to the new Lil Big Nate. Lil Big Nate don't care no more. Little Big Nate has 0 fucks left to give. Lil Big Nate ready to die about this shit. All right. Shout out to the new Lil Big Nate. The new Lil Big Nate is not gonna take your shit anymore.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, goddamn I'm not. All right.
Minnesota people, I've heard the commissioners.
I'm sorry. I just need you to state your name for the record, Mr. Olson.
I'm sorry.
Your full name.
Sorry, ma'am. Madam Chair, I'm Nathaniel M. Olson, a disability advocate for the state of Minnesota. I've heard the commissioners and the Department of Human Services, but the one thing that I'm freaking worried about is this freaking fraud that is happening over our state, where there's 600,000 disability people in the state of Minnesota that could suffer. And sadly, it's quite interesting that we have Governor Walz speaking in front of the state and saying that this fraud is nothing but the side, but my people are done suffering. We're done with this fraud. We're done with the Department of Human Services coming up here and saying, oh, we're going to figure this out. This has been too long. The administration knew that this fraud was coming. I've talked to families, parents, everyone have been reaching out to me and saying, oh, this is what is happening to my child. This is what is happening to my child. We're afraid. We need to put aside these differences and we need to come together and put a stop to this fraud. Our governor is not doing anything to help us, but sit here and decide he wants to blame Donald J., the president of the United States, who has nothing to do with this. There is a time to hold our governor accountable, and I'm not seeing it. This fraud is outrageous. And I'm very scared for my little brother if he goes into ICS home. But right now he's home with my parents and he's going to stay there because I'm going to keep fighting for these disability people because none of them are right here. And I am their voice. It is time for us to say enough is enough. I'm done. And it makes me sad to see what's happening to our state. This was a great state. It was.
Nate cry.
But
don't cry, Nate. Don't cry, Nate. Stay strong, brother. Stay strong, Nate. Black power.
All of this fraud that is coming around here, all these excuses that is happening needs to stop. Minnesota needs to become a great state again. Thank you. And thank you guys for your guys' hard work.
Shout out to the new Lil Big Nate. Fired up, ready to go. Ain't trying to take shit from none of these new niggas. Out here fighting for his handicapped, disabled little brother. Now, I told you, Nick went back. Nick Shirley went back on the ground after the
Today we're outside of Quality Leering. Today we're outside of Quality Leering Center. They spelled the name wrong, so they actually came and corrected it. The interesting about this daycare here in Minnesota is it received $1.9 million in the fiscal year of 2025, and it has...
In case you didn't know, Nick is working on a part 2 right now. I think these are little releases from his second drop, but he's working on a follow-up to the whole thing.
A capacity for upwards of 90 children. And what makes this daycare even more interesting is that while the Commissioner of Children of Minnesota was saying that the daycare was closed on a live stream,
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
A Somalian man was outside talking about how they are open, letting children in, and right now they are funneling children into the daycare as well. And right now, they're not really leering much because they have accepted over $1.9 million, and now the Commissioner of Children literally said this place was closed.
Yeah, I don't like that they fixed it either, Terry. I think they should have kept it the same. Make Minnesota leer again, y'all. I don't like that they fixed it. I feel like it's less authentic. It's not real Minnesota after they fixed it. Let Minnesota leer again. We got to make Minnesota leer again. This is why we needed a president like Trump. Because only a president like Trump could make Minnesota leer again. And that's what we needed. I don't know about you guys, but I'm happy so far.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
They're not really leering much because they have accepted over $1.9 million, and now the Commissioner of Children literally said this place was closed. And now you have people funneling in children. The parking lot's full right now. This is all a big setup. They received $1.9 million. It was a complete fraud.
Make Minnesota leer again, y'all. And I told you, there is now an army. There is an army of vigilante journalists out there in the spirit of Nick Shirley. And they said, you know what? If a little skinny white boy can do it in America, my fat, big titty ass can do it too, goddammit. Let's get him.
So let's get into it. And I know that this is going to ruffle some feathers, but I don't give a fuck. Go get your Somalian sisters over in Minnesota. Yelling at people and cussing them out because they're getting caught for fraud. In full hijab. This is telling people they don't like them because their skin is white. In full hijab. Kicking people off the property of the mosque because they're investigating, allegedly at the mosque in Minnesota. It's mostly a Somalian community.
Now, peep how she started this out, right? And I was joking about this, but you know, I half joke about real shit. You know, I don't like how these foreigners come over here and treat our white people. You know, it's one thing when you niggas get all uppity with our white people. That's a whole other thing. You know, I'm gonna let you guys work that out. But I don't like when foreigners come over here and treat our white people all fucked up. All right. You had no right, nigga. You have no goddamn right.
So let's get into it. And I know that this is going to ruffle some feathers, but I don't give a fuck. Go get your Somalian sisters over in Minnesota. Yelling at people and cussing them out because they're getting caught for fraud. In full hijab. This is telling people they don't like them because their skin is white. In full hijab. Kicking people off the property of the mosque because they're investigating, allegedly at the mosque in Minnesota. It's mostly a Somalian community. So they were basically reports from Somalian women that they were enforcing Sharia law at the mosque in Minnesota. So the government went in to investigate. However, it was not founded. But also none of the Somalian women or...
Yo, Jesse, I'm with you, bro. They disrespected Mr. Drummond, bro. I'm not going to let these new niggas from across the water talk crazy about Mr. Drummond, all right? Because I'm Arnold Drummond. And I got to run this shit with Mr. Drummond not around. And I'm not going to have you niggas acting crazy about Mr. Drummond. Y'all niggas going to have to fall in line, all right? Mr. Drummond run this shit. I'm young Arnold Drummond. And I don't like how you niggas is treating our white people over here. This shit's crazy when you think about it.
The community will speak. But when these people go there and ask if they can put their kids in daycares, they are met with the utmost resistance. The Somalian community is being very disrespectful. There's hundreds of videos online. In full hijab. I just want to ask them all the people want to know is where did the billions of dollars go? I'm sorry, I got on here and said 3 million before. It's over that. It's 100 million. They said it's almost in the billions.
Every time you think you got one number, you walk away and be like, damn, that was crazy. And then you come back and the number is even higher.
The fraud in Minnesota from the Somalian community. Where did the money go? Where did the money go? Because there's people right now in New Jersey and in the United States that cannot get childcare because you guys are siphoning $100 million from the government for a daycare Ponzi scheme. One of the daycares now, we did do some research. One of the daycares was shut down. They had hella strikes against them for negligence to children and whatever, one of the Somalian daycares. So the state shut them down. They all have crazy violations at these daycares, even the ones that are still open. But don't worry, I'm going to do my own investigative work today. I'll be calling those daycares to see if I can enroll my children to see if there's
That's
really
right.
there, to see if they're really operating as a daycare. All right, thanks for having me.
All right, shout out to Big Quiche. We got Big Quiche in the game. Vigilante journalism. You niggas done fucked up now. You niggas done fucked up now. We got Big Quiche doing vigilante journalism.
We need our weed. I don't wear it, but we need it.
Because there are a lot of people in this country who do not like Black women, but Black women are the base of the Democratic Party.
But Black power starts with Black women. It just does.
But I want to address this simping allegation. Do I simp for Black women? Yes. I love Black women. I don't like y'all niggas. This is an easy decision to make. Sorry.
That's right. Big Keisha out here. Vigilante journalism, Keisha. You didn't even know that was a thing. You didn't even know. That's why you come here. This is why we do what we do. You didn't even know big vigilante journalism, Keisha, was a thing.
So let me take you guys, for all the people in Minnesota that are not aware. I'm at my son's school right now. Let's walk in. All right, so I'm gonna go to this front door right here, right? For all the people that are like, oh, we wouldn't just let randoms in. Well, you can't just let randoms in because it's locked, right? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna ring this bell right here. They're gonna let me in. You see how that works? They see me. Hi, guys. All right, just in case nobody. And also, if I need a brochure for the daycare, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hey, how are you? How are you guys? Hey. Yeah, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hello, how are you? Thank you. How was he today? Okay, good. Good. Oh, I didn't even notice if I want a business card. I can get a business card too, guys. See how that works? I walk out, the door automatically locks. Also, sorry guys, if I need something, there's something right here that I could get. You feel me? So this is what I'm telling you. Why did none of those daycare owners offer Nick Shirley? Come on, babe. You ready? Why didn't anybody say bye, boys? Offer Nick Shirley a brochure. Say bye to your friends. Bye. It's cold, y'all. His hands are gonna be frozen.
One of you guys in the chat told me earlier that every child care facility is on level 5, code red, orange alert, military lockdown.
So let me take you guys, for all the people in Minnesota that are not aware. I'm at my son's school right now. Let's walk in. All right, so I'm gonna go to this front door right here, right? For all the people that are like, oh, we wouldn't just let randoms in. Well, you can't just let randoms in because it's locked, right? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna ring this bell right here. They're gonna let me in. You see how that works? They see me. Hi, guys. All right, just in case nobody. And also, if I need a brochure.
Notice how the Black American children don't have that Somali invisibility gene. Or maybe it's because she's not a white man. I'm not sure. But you notice how the children are present and visible. You can hear them in the background.
If I need a brochure for the daycare, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hey, how are you? How are you guys? Hey. Yeah, nobody handed Nick Shirley a brochure. Hello, how are you? Thank you. How was he today? Okay, good. Good. Oh, I didn't even notice if I want a business card. I can get a business card too, guys. See how that works? I walk out, the door automatically locks. Also, sorry guys, if I need something, there's something right here that I could get. You feel me? So this is what I'm telling you. Why did none of those daycare owners offer Nick Shirley? Come on, babe. You ready? Why didn't anybody say bye, boys? Offer Nick Shirley a brochure. Say bye to your friends. Bye. It's cold, y'all. His hands are gonna be frozen. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Nick Shirley's not crazy. It's simple. They could have handed him a brochure. Say bye-bye, boys.
The craziest part is when he showed up in person and he said, I want to enroll little Joey. And she said, why? Crazy work. Crazy work. But shout out to Vigilante Journalism, Keisha. There is an army. There is an entire wave of vigilante journalism now focused on Somali daycare fraud in particular because of Nick Shirley. It's crazy. Getting crazy in these streets, y'all.
Yeah, this guy back here is going to continue pacing around. He's already got several photos of my license plate. I don't know what he's going to do with that.
Later.
They didn't quite finish the job changing out the sign. Guess I interrupted there. Because I'm in a public parking lot here. I'm not on their property. Hey man, do you want to have a chat? No. Okay, I was just saying you were taking pictures of me, so I was just
you were taking pictures of me.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I'm glad you're finally changing the sign. You're gonna change it to actually what it's spelled as. You want to say your name? I know. I'm on the sidewalk. You want me to pose for you? I guess you guys can do this just about all night. You know.
Subtitle. Peep the subtitle right after that. It says begin speaking gibberish.
Finally changing the sign. You're gonna change it to actually what it's spelled as. You want to say your name? I know. I'm on the sidewalk. You want me to pose for you? I guess you guys can do this just about all night. You don't open until what, 2 o'clock tomorrow? Is that what it is? Is the daycare center 2 o'clock?
What daycare center operates from 2 o'clock to 9 o'clock at night? I've never heard of hours like that. From 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Is your mom a stripper at a nursing home? What type of daycare works from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m.?
Huh? What'd you say? Huh? Oh, you don't want to talk now? All right. No, I was just curious. How many people do you need to change the letter on the sign? You got, it's, what time is it now? 10:30? Almost 10:30 out here on this Tuesday night. You got me. Unlike you guys, I'm not wearing a mask. I don't have to hide my identity. You got plenty of pictures of my rental car license plate, though, so I'm...
Well, you know, when you really think about it, right? Because I've, you know, in New York City, I've noticed a particular thing. And this is not even about Somalis in particular. This is like when you're in New York City, you're just around Arabs, you know, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, shit like that, you know, just a broad variety of different Arabs. And you always, if you walk into like a corner store, because they used to be called bodegas when I was a kid, but now the Arabs took them over and now they're called corner stores, right? And you walk into a corner store back in the day, I mean, well, today rather, you walk into a corner store and you always see an Arab guy, or you'll see his male children. You do not see their women. Their women do not work in public if they can manage it. You rarely see Muslim hijab covered women out in the world working retail, working, you know, as a secretary, doing, you know, some register work, whatever. They hide their women. And so the idea that a bunch of Somali moms who never come out in public unless it's to shop or pray, they need a babysitter for what? Why would Somali childcare be worth billions of dollars when their husbands don't let these bitches leave the house? Think about that for a minute. That is the craziest part of this entire fucking crime.
I'm happy for you on that one. I was just minding my own business. You guys came up to me. If you want to chat, I'll be over here. I got all night.
12 o'clock midnight.
It's now about midnight outside the Quality Learning Center, and as you can see, unfortunately, no luck getting that sign finished. Maybe tomorrow, but they have cool open flags now. Look at that, now open, because apparently they were closed just last week. Pretty wild, man.
Filed a formal criminal complaint against Tim Walls for violating Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9.
When did you do that?
3 or 4 weeks ago.
Recently.
Recently,
Okay.
yeah. So there's an investigation ongoing, and I think Tim's going to have a bad day, and he deserves it because he allowed this fraud because he wanted the voting block that the Somalis represent, because they all vote in a block, and it's 100,000, 150,000, who knows how many. But it's so bad now that when we go to a facility, they're already screaming, Nick Shirley, Nick Shirley, Nick Shirley.
Unbelievable. Final reaction, Scott.
You know, Tim also was saying that Minnesota is the #2 state to retire in. I think that we're finding out that Minnesota is the #1 state for fraud and the #1 state for leering.
Filed a formal criminal complaint against Tim.
All right, we are at Halauli Safia Child Care Center in Kent, Washington. They have received $863,000 since 2023. I don't see any
Kent, Washington, people. Kent, Washington. Shout out to vigilante journalism, y'all. We outside, y'all.
All right, we are at Halauli Safia Child Care Center in Kent, Washington. They have received $863,000 since 2023. I don't see any signs right off the bat that it's a child care facility. There's no car seats, there's no children's toys, nothing like that. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna check it out. Hi, is this Halauli Childcare? No, there's no childcare here. Okay, God, thank you so much. Have a good one. There's no childcare. All right, guys, we were just at Halauli, what's allegedly Halauli Child Care Center in Kent, Washington, which is right behind me right here. I went up to the door, the exact address listed on the state website, receiving over $800,000 in 2023. They claim there's no child care here.
A couple $100,000 for the cars.
I went and tried to ask neighbors if there was daycare there. Nobody answered, but I could see the people who lived in that house peeling the curtains back because just like all of the other places, all the curtains were drawn. You couldn't see in or anything. They're peeling the curtains back and watching me as I walk around to the neighbors' houses, and they're scrambling and yelling, and I can hear them. What's up with that? Pretty weird. So I'm out of the field now. I'm back at the house, and I'm looking at this Halauli Safia children's daycare on their government webpage, and their licensed capacity is 9, just like the other place, and their total available slots, meaning the total amount of children they can take on, is 6, meaning this daycare is only serving 3 children. I mean, I think it's likely they're not serving any children, considering they told me they're not a daycare. But at most, there could be 3 children being served by this place, and they're raking in $800,000 since 2023. I've now pulled up one of their inspection reports for Halauli, and what you see is, again, short-term, long-term, serious and immediate risks. The government defines serious and immediate risks as risks that pose serious risk of injury, illness, or even death for children that attend these daycares. And this is the most recent inspection report with no indication that it's been corrected or fixed. And they're still raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't even understand how this is possible. A normal inspection report for one of these daycares is like 2 pages long. But look at this. It just goes on and on and on with short-term, long-term, serious, and immediate risks. On and on. I mean, I don't even know how far, we're not even halfway. You can see the scroll wheel on the side. This is how long this report is. It should be only 2 pages. Look at this. I mean, we have to be 20 pages deep at this point. So that inspection that I just showed you, the horrendously failed inspection, was in February of 2025. But if we come over here to their funding, like check this out. February 2025, they received $32,840. In March, another $32,688. In April of 2025, $32,688. And again, like there's no indication that these issues were fixed. This is 207 is the most recent inspection that's occurred for this place.
Hi. Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? Good, good. You're looking, do you have openings here? Is this the autism center?
Yes.
Do you have openings for new clients?
So I need to check with my manager regarding that, and also can I know what is your provider? Well,
Yeah, it would be for just a young child.
Sorry?
Oh, an opening for a young child?
Oh, opening for a young child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what your autism center, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, can I know the details of the child, please?
Just with the autism diagnosis.
Okay, but before that, I wanna take few information regarding like the child and the
Excuse me, are you
details.
recording? Yeah, we're just getting information about whether or not you have openings.
Oh, what's your name?
My name is Liz.
You can't record though. This is my manager on the line.
Oh,
Coming
okay.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, if you guys.
Oh, okay.
They're
I'm just
both
wondering if
recording.
Y'all step up, please.
I saw you recording when I was walking behind you. You can come back.
Yeah, we're just wondering if there are openings here.
Okay, you can come back in 5 minutes.
Good business card? Yeah. You can take the business card.
Okay, great. And call your manager?
It's on there. You guys can speak with him.
That's the owner, but the manager's coming back in 5 minutes if you guys want to stop on.
Guled. What's the manager's name?
You can come back in.
Hi there. Do you have openings here?
Openings?
Yes.
Like what?
Are you guys at capacity? Do you have openings for new clients or?
I just came back today, so I will ask.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Is it adult daycare that you're looking for?
That's what this is, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
It's 75 and
we are full. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh, hi there.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm wondering if you have any openings in your adult day center?
Actually, we are full capacity. We have a small capacity.
How many do you accept at a time?
We only accepted 35.
35 and you're at
Yeah.
capacity at
Yeah.
this time? Okay. Thank you. Hi there. Are you a childcare center?
Yeah.
Do you have openings or are you guys closed at the moment? I wasn't sure if you're in business or.
So we all been, so we were supposed to we open in the morning, but we didn't have enough children to run in the morning. So now people they come late, 1 o'clock after the school.
Okay, is this the bus that you use?
So there's this bus, not this one, but there's another van.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many kids do you have in the afternoon then?
Anything like 60 to something.
60? Oh, they come right after school.
Yeah.
And then like Monday through Friday?
No, 7 days.
Oh, 7 days.
We work 7 days.
7 days. Okay, and 60 or 70 is your.
60 roughly.
Do you have openings for new kids or?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Shout out to everybody who supported the show tonight. You know, you guys got me feeling extra Somalian. I feel like I got that daycare money right now, man. Appreciate all the donations tonight. JH Marvelous with the $4.99. Happy New Year's to the Gulag Boss. Some shekels for the Gulag Church and Snow Bunny Scholarship.
When I die, I'ma go to Snow Bunny heaven. Snow Bunny heaven.
Give me the money. Give me the money for all that I would do. Give me the money.
And Smarty Pants with the $2. Better call Kenosha Kyle. I mean, listen, you're not going to vote your way out of this problem. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Take control. Take control of your city.
Since September 19th, officers from our Fraud Detection and National Security Directorate, working in teams, have conducted over 1,000 site visits across the Minneapolis-St. Paul area as part of this operation. What they found should shock all of America. Focusing on a list of over 1,000 target cases involving more than 900 individuals, our officers encountered blatant marriage fraud, visa overstays, people claiming to work at businesses that can't be found, forged documents, abuse of the H-1B visa system, abuse of the F-1 visas, and many other discrepancies. Over the course of the operation, our officers found indication of fraud, non-compliance, or public safety and national security concerns in nearly a little less than 50% of the cases interviewed. We found troubling patterns with the Uniting for Ukraine program that should have raised serious concerns under other administrations, such as an individual filing to sponsor more than 100 aliens, and organizations sponsoring hundreds. We are continuing to investigate these cases. Some of the other troubling cases that our officers found. In one case, officers identified an alien who had overstayed his visa waiver, who was the son of a known or suspected terrorist on the no-fly list. He had previously been found to have engaged in marriage fraud, which resulted in the denial of several immigration benefit requests. He was arrested and is now presently being returned to his country of origin. In another, an individual admitted to obtaining a fake death certificate in Kenya for just $100, to prove he was no longer married. In reality, his wife is alive, living here in Minneapolis, and is the mother of 5 of his children. And incidentally, he has another wife living in Sweden with whom he has an additional 3 children. In another case, an alien entered the United States without inspection in 2023, was released by Border Patrol. The alien married a U.S. citizen while in removal proceedings and was interviewed at the Minneapolis-St. Paul USCIS field office just last week, where both he and his American spouse, stated under oath that their marriage was legitimate. The USCIS officers conducting the interview were suspicious. The site visits were authorized the same day. The American spouse ultimately that afternoon admitted the marriage was fraudulent and entered into solely for immigration purposes and withdrew her petition for that alien. This type of same-day action for interview, from interview to site visit, has really never happened before. And I am incredibly impressed and thankful to the diligent work of the agents who made that happen for the first time, but not for the last time. And finally, I wanted to note, in one case, an alien engaged in marriage fraud by taking advantage of an elderly U.S. citizen spouse, including threats and severe neglect. The American spouse was able to divorce the alien with the help of her family and caregivers, but the family still lives in fear of retaliation from the alien over the failed marriage fraud scam. These are not victimless crimes. Every case of fraud we uncover damages our national security, undermines the integrity of our immigration system, and as I just gave you an example, has real consequences. I want the American people to know that we are declaring war on immigration fraud. We will continue to pursue those who seek to abuse our immigration system using every tool at our disposal. This operation, Twin Shield, is just the first phase of what we are looking at. The critical information gathered, the fraud patterns uncovered, will help us to combat fraud at the next level. We now begin the process of analyzing, cross-checking, reviewing cases using these results. These investigations will help us determine the next steps in many cases. We will be looking at grants of immigration benefits already given. We will be looking at other patterns, and we will be reopening, re-examining benefits to determine whether rescission, revocation is appropriate in any of these cases. Additionally, I would say right now that if you seek to commit immigration fraud in this country, you will find yourself meeting with our officers at USCIS. You will meet officers within our federal partners at ICE, CBP, FBI, DEA, whoever is working with us. And you will find yourself not only without benefits, but you will find yourself prosecuted. We will continue to tirelessly work with the U.S. Attorney's Office here in Minnesota, as well as in every other jurisdiction, to make sure that these cases are treated as they should be, and that aliens, attorneys, preparers, others who engage in immigration fraud are properly punished.
Y'all done made the white man so mad. You done made the white man so mad. This nigga ain't been this mad since Jim Crow.
Fuck you. War.
This makes Jim Crow look like Jim Eagle.
From Starwave Toys. From Starwave Toys. It's the Quality Learning Center playset. The place where kids can't read good, but the cash sure does.
Whoa, empty desk.
Load up the money counter and watch the grants roll in.
Guard the door.
Deploy the fully armed Somalian security figure. He's got the place on lock. Create daring government audits and massive defrauding action. Just from Starwave Toys. It's the Quality Learning Center playset. The place where kids can't read good, but the cash sure does.
Whoa, empty desk.
Load up the money counter and watch the grants roll in.
Guard the door.
Deploy the fully armed Somalian security figure. He's got the place on lock. Create daring government audits and massive defrauding action. Just from.
Today we're outside of Quality Learning Center. They spelled the name wrong, so they actually came and corrected it. The interesting about this daycare here in Minnesota is it received $1.9 million in the fiscal year of 2025, and it has a capacity for upwards of 90 children. And what makes this daycare even more interesting is that while the commissioner of children of Minnesota was saying that the daycare was closed on a live stream,
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
a Somalian man was outside talking about how they are open, letting children in, and right now they are funneling.
Wait. I actually got that whole video too. Let me pull her up real quick. I actually do. I've managed to find that. You know, I search, bro. I go on a quest to find as much video as I can, just so we can gather here and laugh at these goofy people.
We are aware of a video that's being circulated that has gained local and national attention about child care centers in Minnesota. While we have questions about some of the methods that were used in the video, we do take the concerns that the video raises about fraud very seriously. Each of the facilities mentioned in the video has been visited at least once in the last 6 months as part of our typical licensing process. And in fact, our staff are out in the community today to visit.
Is it just me? Have you also noticed that every time there's a major scandal in America or some type of catastrophe, anytime there's something crazy going on in America, there's always a Black woman that they pull out to make you feel as though somebody's on top of things?
We are absolutely winning right now. Absolutely. We have done more than change the conversation. We changed the balance of power in the federal government.
Typical licensing process. And in fact, our staff are out in the community today to visit each of these sites again so that we can look into the concerns that were raised in the video. At the Department of Children, Youth, and Families, we care about making sure that every dollar of the Child Care Assistance Program and other programs is going where it's supposed to be going and used as intended. Several of these centers have been evaluated for program integrity in past several years. Some of them have been operated for a number of years. One of the centers, Quality Learning Center, closed just over a week ago. I think another one that was mentioned had closed maybe even several years ago. So there have been ongoing investigations with several of those centers. None of those investigations uncovered findings of fraud. So that's where they currently stand. I will say, regardless of past findings, our team is just committed to making sure that we address any of the concerns that currently have appeared with the video, and that's why we are committed to working today to gather information and to assess and analyze.
Today we're outside of Quality Learning Center. They spelt the name wrong, so they actually came and corrected it. The interesting about this daycare here in Minnesota is it received $1.9 million in the fiscal year of 2025, and it has a capacity for upwards of 90 children. And what makes this daycare even more interesting is that while the commissioner of children of Minnesota was saying that the daycare was closed on a live stream,
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
A Somalian man was outside talking about how they are open, letting children in, and right now they are funneling children into the daycare as well. And right now, they're not really leering much because they have accepted over $1.9 million, and now the commissioner of children literally said this place was closed, and now you have people funneling in children. The parking lot's full right now. This is all a big slap. They received $1.9 million. It was a complete fraud. Department of Children, a lady, the commissioner, Kiki Brown said you guys were closed a week ago, and now you guys are open right now. This is not true what you guys are saying.
I don't have anything to do with that business.
Fraud.
I don't have anything to do with that business. What you got on? Oh my God. You're the infamous Nick Shirley who's getting dollars.
I have a question. If someone could answer.
Oh, hey, brother.
This
All right, let's move on.
Don't
say something.
This facility is licensed.
Oh, it is going to make sense because he's getting money.
Are here?
Because he's getting yikes.
Yeah,
99.
This man just brought my wallet back. I just left my wallet out there. I appreciate you.
This is the mother thing. I'm sorry, what was your question?
Department of Children, the lady, the commissioner.
So a lot has happened in the course of the last couple of hours. I think the majority of the fraud is happening in clusters within the same either family members or groups of people or whatever it may be. And it's all happening at it's not very deep, but it's very wide, if that makes sense. So I think that what's happening is it's happening in clusters. And these are clusters of let's say, condos or multifamily homes or whatever it is. And what is happening, and I'm going to find it, by the way. And what's happening is they are all using these single apartments, single condos, or potentially even a single family home if it's really outside of Boston. They're using those as the daycares. That's what's happening. Okay. And their capacity is not the same as it is in Minnesota. That's just the fact. So I think it's happening at scale with the smaller capacity. But so there's probably more people committing fraud at a smaller scale, if that makes sense. So like you're not going to have one building that is committing $5 million in fraud, but you might have 50 buildings that are committing $1 million in fraud. That is going to be the difference between Massachusetts and a place like Minneapolis, because again, the barrier to entry to open a daycare is very, very low, which provides the barrier to entry for fraud to be very, very, very high. And it's very unfortunate because who gets stuck with the bill? We do. What these businesses are doing is that they're charging the state basically to subsidize the payments for these kids that are not even showing up there. The parents are saying that the kids are showing up there, and then both the daycare and the parent allegedly are splitting the money. This is happening.
My decoy went up, and she could hear people rustling around on the other side of the ring camera as if they were listening to her but not responding.
Kristen Magnuson and I also went to this house right after you guys to see if we get the same response, and we sort of did. We saw the same thing, the windows with vinyl covering, can't see inside. We ring the doorbell, but actually somebody responds to us. Hey, is this Dagash Family Childcare?
No.
It's not Dagash Family Childcare.
No.
Okay, what's the name of the childcare here?
I don't know.
I ask, has this place ever been in childcare? The woman says no. But obviously, Washington state records tell a completely different story.
Yeah, this specific address is locked into Washington state records as a daycare.
Yeah.
It's locked into like the Google page for the business.
Yep.
Is this address.
Right? And it's up to date with licensing. The numbers here.
Okay, so we just visited Dagash Family Childcare. This address was confirmed online. They get $23,260 in October.
They have made $210,000 just this year.
And how many kids again is this place registered for?
Oh, that's the fun part. 3
kids.
So this place are licensed for 9 children.
Okay, this place is licensed for 9,
but they have 6 slots available.
Right,
which means they only have 3 kids. And they've raked in $210,000 in tax money.
And neighbors say when we ask them, have you ever seen kids come out of this place?
Not a single one.
Not a single one.
So this woman comes up. The people who live there actually texted her as a neighbor and asked her to confront us because they thought we were ICE. So the next question is, are they illegal immigrants? Why are they so concerned about ICE?
Jeez, that's another rabbit trail.
A total other rabbit hole. But what she said is, I have seen no evidence that there is a daycare there. She actually said, my husband and I were wondering how those people afford that house because she said the rent was $3,500 a month.
I haven't seen kids over there.
Okay, interesting.
I've seen one child over there, like when they have like family things.
Right, yeah.
But no, I have not seen any evidence of daycare activity there.
On 9/11/2025, they came in and they inspected. They found multiple long-term, short-term, serious, and immediate risks to children. That's in September. In September, they were awarded $22,000.
So I reached out to the Washington State Department of Children, Youth, and Families, right? Again, this is the agency that essentially licenses, does oversight, does the inspections. I have yet to hear back. That's now in the state of Washington.
Yes.
What is the state of Washington's accountability practices now? If there are violations, how much time do they have to correct course? Does funding get stopped? These are questions that still need to be answered. What I want to emphasize, though, especially in our reporting, is that we're not alleging that every single one of these Somali-run daycares are engaged in fraudulent activity.
Yeah, totally. I mean, we went to some today that seemed totally legitimate.
Right. And the vast majority may be legit, but the ones that we've investigated and the list that we still have that needs to be investigated, there are concerning signs. We can't do this alone. There are dozens of places we need to hit up. We've just scratched the surface here in Washington State. A lot of these potential problematic Somali daycares are in South King County. So, frankly, Cam, we can't do this alone. This is a call out now to the community, other citizen journalists, other volunteer sleuths who want to start following up. I mean, really, all you need is courage, some curiosity, and an iPhone to document what's happening at these places.
Yeah, and you know, don't show up and be mean and harass people, but there's nothing wrong with knocking on a door and asking a question.
Damn, I had to let that one roll around in my mind, but Somali daycare does sound like a death metal band. There's something just ironically horrible about the thought Somali daycare. Like when I think Somali, I think Black Hawk Down, you know, Sarge, they've forgotten us, you know. I think that type of shit. And then you put a baby in the middle of it. Shout out to Somali daycare.
Nobody trusts. The Maternity Care Coalition is a nonprofit that got $23 million from the government to run daycares like this. So it is 2 p.m. This place is supposed to be open. It closes at around 4:30. We're going to try and buzz one more time to see if anybody opens up. Looking for childcare. Okay, so nobody's going to open. Okay, another entrance. Gonna knock again. Again, it's 2 p.m., so within operating hours, this place should be open. Little Frank needs childcare. Hello? Childcare. Okay, so they didn't answer, so we're gonna call the number on their website and let's see if they answer.
Thank you for calling Maternity Care Coalition. We're closed for the Independence Day holiday.
It's a little bit cold for Independence Day.
Living facilities look like your typical single-family home, but it bills itself as an assisted living facility, and it receives a lot of taxpayer money. Here in Minnesota, the number of people getting help in assisted living facilities is up, double the growth of other programs. But here's the kicker. The rate of payment in this assisted living space is 10 to 15 times the growth in other programs. Hi. So we pulled the data on assisted living facilities in the Minneapolis area. Minneapolis, as you might expect, has a lot, 169. St. Paul, with a population of 307,000, has 83. But Brooklyn Center, 30,000 population, has 106. And Brooklyn Park, population of 84,000, has 181, more than Minneapolis, a city 5 times its size. But this assisted living facility puts this all in perspective. It's owned by a man indicted for laundering $1 million in the Feeding Our Future scam. He's Gandhi Mohammed, now Gandhi Abdi Kadai, and his LLC owns the homes.
Gandhi Mohammed? Gandhi Mohammed. That is one of the most ironic names imaginable.
His wife runs the assisted living facilities, and the state is continuing to pay as he awaits his trial. Okay. We went to each of them.
We're curious because the man who owns this building was indicted in the Feeding Our Future scandal. Did you know that?
No.
Don't know that?
No. You did what?
Do you know the Feeding Our Future scandal? The scam that was, there's all these indictments related to false, billing on feeding children.
No, that's not true.
That it's not true?
It's not true. The way I know that, no.
These assisted living facilities received over $2.3 million in state money last year alone. A Minnesota Reformer article says he has been paid a whopping $49 million since 2016.
How is it possible that this person who's been indicted in Feeding Our Future also is still collecting checks from the state, running these assisted living centers with his wife?
I honestly have no idea. It seems like the most basic due diligence would have been to run a check of all the people indicted in Feeding Our Future and then make sure they're not getting paid from other state programs. And at least in this case, and I've heard perhaps in others, they didn't do that.
State Representative Kristen Robbins is the chair of the House Fraud and Oversight Committee here.
So this person owns assisted living facilities and his wife runs the service provider part of it. So he owns the property. One of the properties was purchased with the same shell company he used to money launder in Feeding Our Future. And now that same shell company has been used to buy a new assisted living facility property. It's unconscionable that they haven't done the most basic due diligence to cross-check that Feeding Our Future defendants aren't getting additional state money.
Now, we reached out to this man and his wife and yet to hear back. We also reached out to the Department of Human Services here, and they gave us a statement. In part, it basically says, ultimately, they can't cut funding from this guy because he is simply a landlord, essentially because his wife runs the services for these assisted living facilities, essentially kind of passing the buck.
Oh, apparently their hands are tied. He's just a landlord and she's just a girl. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? He's just a landlord. She's just a girl. I mean, come on. Is that even a crime anyway? Since when is just being a girl a crime anyway? Jesus Christ, you guys kill me.
Attorney General Pam Bondi, I wanted to bring this up with you as well because, you know, she essentially...
Hey, check this out. Check this out. I didn't know this until today. That's Nick's mom, y'all. Yeah. Hold your comments. That is Nick Shirley's mom.
Attorney General Pam Bondi, I wanted to bring this up with you as well because, you know, she essentially referenced your family, your son. She says, this is Attorney General Pam Bondi of the DOJ. Nick Shirley's work has helped show Americans the scale of fraud in Tim Walz's Minnesota. The Justice Department has been investigating this for months. So far, we have charged 98 individuals, 85 of Somali descent, and more than 60 have been found guilty in court. Obviously, it's not a one-off, but when you see this, the Department of Justice, the AG, noting that your son helped this federal investigation, how does that make you as a mother and really ultimately as...
Chat, help me out here. What do you guys think? Chat, is Nick's mom milfy or not? Put a 1 in the chat if Nick's mom is milfy. I don't want to be the one to call it. Put a 1 in the chat if Nick's mom is milfy.
As you are very passionate about what you do as an investigator, how does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel proud that what we're doing is getting
2s
noticed.
and 3s is crazy. 2s and 3s. I got a wall of 2s and 3s. That's crazy. Wow. My chat is brutal. My chat is brutal. You guys don't play. You guys don't play. Listen, you gotta have a lot of thick skin to put yourself in front of these people over here. That's all I'm saying. These niggas don't even believe in feelings over here. You niggas don't even believe in feelings. Damn, a lot of 2s and 3s. I asked for 1s if she's hot. If she's milfy. I didn't say hot. I asked if she was milfy. Put a 1 in the chat, and I immediately got smacked with 2s and 3s. That's crazy.
The way I think of it is, if your house is burning down, are you going to try to stop the fire, or are you just going to let it burn? And our lawmakers in America have just let our country burn. They're the ones to blame. They're the ones who've allowed the Somalians to get away with it. The Somalians, they have a perfect scheme. They found out a perfect way to take taxpayer dollars. But the bottom line is our government leaders are the ones who have allowed this to happen. Tim Walz knew this was going on. And instead of doing anything about it, he calls people that are trying to call it out, like my son, Nick Shirley, a white...
Red says he looks tardy, kind of like his mom. Bro, I tell you, niggas don't even believe in feelings, bro. This shit is terrible.
To take taxpayer dollars. But the bottom line is our government leaders are the ones who have allowed this to happen. Tim Walz knew this was going on. And instead of doing anything about it, he calls people that are trying to call it out, like my son, Nick Shirley, a white supremacist. They're not saying, thank you for showing this. Thank you for showing what's going on. Instead, we're called white supremacists because we're trying to save our country. The people in Minnesota are thankful for this. Pam Bondi obviously is, because we're doing the work for them. They could have done this themselves, but it's literally taking people like me, my son. We're the ones out there showing what's going on because people are too afraid. Sorry, my voice is coming out. People are too afraid.
Let me jump in, Brooke, if I can, because I wanted to just reference something or give my viewers a point of reference. Control, this is AA32. You alluded to Governor Walz pushing back on your son and labeling him a white supremacist. We have that. Here it is.
This is what happens when your own federal government wages war against you. This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy. When you hear the Vice President of the United States talk about now white people won't have to apologize for being white. That's never happened once in my whole damn life.
And what are your thoughts there? You shared a little bit on it, but listening to it back right now in this moment.
It just makes me angry. It makes me angry that he would say that about all the people who live in Minnesota. He's speaking about his people. And he's saying that word about them. And it makes me angry and it makes me feel sad. It makes me feel sad for the people in Minnesota because he works for them. Yeah. He's not protecting his people in Minnesota. He's protecting a certain community, a certain, and I don't know, to call them a race, a certain race. He's only protecting a certain group in his community. And it shouldn't be like that. He's the governor of Minnesota. He's not the governor of a certain group in Minneapolis, in Minnesota. He needs to worry about his whole state, just not a certain group. And it makes me very mad. And I think it's unfair to the people of Minnesota because the hardworking Minnesotans are being robbed of their money. And the people that are taking their money, they're running these daycares, they're running all these businesses, all in Minnesota, and they're living high on the hog. They're driving.
And it really goes
nice
back
cars.
to, it just goes back to, Brooke, I apologize jumping in, but it's the old playbook. I mean, you bring it back to race and now you're having a race debate. That's not what this is about. This is about the fraud that's taking place and the law enforcement that needs to happen and how this happened under the governor's watch and others.
Information. Truth is freedom.
My entire FYP today has been Nick Shirley, Somalis, and daycare fraud in Minnesota. And now it's starting to slowly transition to Ohio and similar fraud. And I keep commenting in comment sections, but I'm just going to make a video now that this similar fraud happens here in Massachusetts. I used to work for early intervention. And when I had an appointment to service a child who went to a daycare that received vouchers, I was never let in 100% of the time. Never let in. I was either not let in or no one would come to the door. And then since I didn't service that child, I did not get paid for my time because early intervention is part of the Department of Public Health. And there was one time when someone from a daycare that received vouchers did actually come to the door and they told me that the child wasn't there. So then I had to contact the parent and the parent assured me that they dropped their child off that morning, but I wasn't let in. So similar fraud happens probably across the country, but I know for a fact from working for early intervention that it does happen in Massachusetts as well.
You even got housewives in their bathrobes doing vigilante journalism. Shout out to Nick. He didn't set everybody off.
So Ilhan Omar, nobody from the camp has reached out to you at all?
No.
Have you gotten any threats? Like actual death threats?
Yeah, well, in person and also.
Can you tell me about that? Like, are they messaging you saying, we're going to get you? What are they saying to you?
They're giving my boy death threats, y'all.
Hoes mad.
women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
Yeah, like they're saying, oh, like kirked. You're gonna be kirked.
You're going to be kirked. That's what they're saying.
Yeah,
to you.
like you're the next.
Bunch
You'll
of
be the next
dirtbags.
Kirk. And it's just like, are you kidding me? Because it's not even like I hate what's happening right now. Like I feel bad for my family, honestly, because it's like, yeah, like we didn't do anything wrong, and yet you guys are coming after me like I'm some sort of villain, right? So I'm like, my little sister is getting phone calls. I'm like, why are you guys doing this?
Your little sister's getting phone calls.
Yeah, from like the news. I'm like, okay, don't talk to my family. I mean, some news in.
If the news is calling her, that's bad enough. But you know, once random Mohammeds get her phone number, that's when you start to worry. You know, once some anonymous Jeet gets her Instagram, you know, that's when you start to get a little bit nervous, bro.
India, they doxed my home. They doxed my dad. It was really weird. I haven't even told my dad about that because I just don't want to even bother him about it.
Well, Dad, you know now.
But like they put it, like it's just like, are you guys kidding me? Like, why are you guys coming after somebody for going against fraud? Like I didn't make this a right or left issue. I just showed you guys that fraud was happening, and now you guys are coming after me. You're saying, I'll be the next Kirk. You're literally stopping at intersections and coming after me and trying to attack me. Like what? Why are you so evil? Like what's wrong with you? Like what? Why are you defending fraud? Do you like money being stolen?
Why so evil? Damn, you know what? I gotta work on my merch game. That's gonna be one of my t-shirts right there. Why so evil? All I did was tell the truth about you. Why so evil? All right, it's not my fault your mom was a thought. All right, why so evil? All I ever did was talk about things that are actually happening, and here you go, being so evil. That's terrible. Why so evil? He's just a young white boy doing young white boy things.
Right or left issue. I just showed you guys that fraud was happening, and now you guys are coming after me. You're saying, I'll be the next Kirk. You're literally stopping at intersections and coming after me and trying to attack me. Like what? Why are you so evil? Like what's wrong with you? Like what? Why are you defending fraud? Do you like money being stolen? No. Then what are you doing? You're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. I'm just telling you what the facts are. You guys are stealing money from the people that are working hard here inside the United States. I was literally talking to a black man, and then the Somali man comes out, and he's also black. So I can't understand what they're thinking, calling me a racist.
That was your first lesson right there. That Somali man was not also, quote, black. He's something else. He's an other. Whatever you think black is, you think black like, you know, some nigga from Chicago, a nigga from Detroit, you know, a nigga from Florida. When you think black, that's what you're thinking. You know, one of them Houston Negroes. No. He is none of those. He's something entirely different. Let that be a lesson to you, young Nick. There's black, and then there's these other niggas.
I'm not a racist. I'm just telling you what the facts are. You guys are stealing money from the people that are working hard here inside the United States. I was literally talking to a black man, and then the Somali man comes out, and he's also black. So I can't understand what they're.
The fact that you even said I was talking to this black man, and this Somali guy just came out of nowhere like ooga booga booga, that literally tells you in your own mind, you know, there's a difference, right? In your own mind, like in your Caucasian American genetics, you know there is a difference, right? I was talking to this black man, and suddenly I was accosted by ooga booga booga. Like, what the fuck? Me and the black dude were like, hey, yo.
Like what? Why are you so evil? Like what's wrong with you? Like what? Why are you defending fraud? Do you like money being stolen? No. Then what are you doing? you're a racist. No, I'm not a racist. I'm just telling you what the facts are. You guys are stealing money from the people that are working hard here inside the United States. I was literally talking to a black man, and then the Somali man comes out, and he's also black. So I can't understand what they're thinking, calling me a racist. I'm having a great conversation with the black.
Notice he didn't say another black guy, right? Notice, like, psychologically, you have tells. You give away the game psychologically when you don't really notice what you're doing, right? You know he's Somali. Oh, I'm done. I'm over this nigga. Oh my god. You the worst nigga in the chat, bro. I swear to God. How do you know he's Somali, bro? Real shit. Real shit. The fact that a random white kid, he comes from anywhere bumfuck America, and he was like, I was talking to this black guy, but I know this ooga booga nigga over here was Somali. How, bro? You tell me how, bro. Yo, come on. Come on, man. Come on. The jokes really do write themselves, bro. All we do is laugh together. That's why we come to this church, because we can laugh together here. Come on, bro. He knows, like, I was talking to this black guy and another guy who wasn't black. He was some other type of Ungawa type of shit.
Just telling you what the facts are. You guys are stealing money from the people that are working hard here inside the United States. I was literally talking to a black man, and then the Somali man comes out, and he's also black. So I can't understand what they're thinking, calling me a racist. I'm having a great conversation with a black man, and then another black man comes up, and he's Somali descent, and he comes and attacks me for being a racist. I'm like, no, I'm not a racist. It's so stupid. And that's why the fraud has been able to happen for so long, because people like Tim Waltz are afraid to be called racist. And me and my generation, we're over it. Like, we don't care.
Oh, I love that, buddy.
Like, we do not care. Call us a racist. I do not care, because I am not a racist. We're just seeing that prices of homes are so expensive. I don't even have a friend that can afford a home. People aren't getting married.
Yeah, women, babies, and houses are too damn expensive, all right? It's not just the rent is too goddamn high. Women, babies, and houses collectively across the board are too expensive.
Because of how expensive, buddy. Like, we do not care. Call us a racist. I do not care, because I am not a racist. We're just seeing that prices of homes are so expensive. I don't even have a friend that can afford a home. People aren't getting married because of how expensive things are. And we're paying so much money in taxes. Most kids are, I'm lucky because I didn't go to college, but most kids are starting their life off behind the starting line. They're thousands of dollars in the debt. And so, yes, we're upset because you guys are stealing millions of dollars and getting rich. And then you're bragging about the white man working on TikTok. Who's actually the racist? You're the racist.
So Ilhan,
Not bragging about the white man working on TikTok.
You teach me all my life that the white man is the devil? What the hell is that? Come on, you teach me my whole life that the white man is the devil. Now you tell me it's all right for him to come among us.
And I want to understand white rage, and I'm white.
Involved in fraud. They're rounding up everybody who is involved in fraud.
No, they're not rounding up her. They're all talking about Somalis. That's the point.
I want them to round up anyone who is involved in defrauding American taxpayers of what apparently amounts to $9 billion in a very, very small state. Somali, whether they're citizens, immigrants, white, I don't care.
You don't care if
I
they
want
target
the
one
fraud
community?
to stop.
But do you support the targeting
fraud
of
to
this
stop.
one community or
I
not?
support the
You think
targeting.
that's the right thing to do?
I support the
Or do you
targeting
think
of
that's the
people
wrong thing
engaged
to
in
do?
fraud.
But do you support the targeting of the Somali American community
If
as
they are-
directed by the president
if they
of the
are
United States
engaged in
based on their
fraud,
ethnicity?
That's not what he said.
That's it.
B,
That is precisely what he
if they are
said.
engaged in fraud and because they're American citizens, should that make them immune?
That's a straw man argument.
No.
Just answer the question.
I did.
Should we
I want
target
anyone
people
involved in
based on
fraud
their
to be targeted.
ethnicity?
Anyone involved in fraud.
But not based on their ethnicity.
I want it based on whether they're involved in
Is it
fraud.
so really so hard to answer that question?
Yes. I
Scott?
want it.
Yes. Is it
I
so
said
hard
the only
to sit there and
criteria
say we shouldn't target people
the
based on
only
their ethnicity?
criteria I
Can you
have
say
is fraud.
we shouldn't
Can you
target
say-
people based on
can
their
you
ethnicity?
say-
I can say that.
can
Can
you
you
say
say
that?
that?
I can say
Absolutely.
that.
Everyone,
It should not
everyone
be
here can
targeted.
say
Anyone who's
targeting
not a
people based on their
deplorable human
ethnicity
being
is
can
bad.
say.
Sometimes you hate the media and you don't even know exactly why, but you just know that you do. Shout out to Scott, by the way.
They're rounding up,
doesn't.
rounding
Well,
up
nobody-
anybody.
answer's no.
They're rounding up everybody who is involved in fraud.
Nobody's
they're
talking
not
about
rounding up
her.
everybody.
They're all talking about Somalis. That's the point.
I want them to round up anyone who is involved in defrauding American taxpayers of what apparently amounts to $9 billion in a very, very small state. Somali, whether they're citizens, immigrants.
Hit that like button,
white,
y'all.
I don't care.
You don't care if
I
they
want
target
the
one
fraud.
Appreciate you guys coming out
But you
tonight.
still
Happy
want the
New Year's,
fraud
everybody.
of one community or
I
not.
support the
You think that's
targeting.
the right thing to
I
do?
support the
Or do you
targeting
think
of
that's the
people
wrong thing
engaged
to
in
do?
fraud.
But do you support the targeting of the Somali American community
If
as
they are-
directed by the president
if they
of the
are
United States
engaged
based
in
on
fraud,
their ethnicity?
That's not what he said.
That's it.
B,
That is precisely
That's
what
exactly
he
if they are
said.
engaged in fraud and because they're American citizens, should that make them immune?
That's a straw man argument.
No.
Just answer the question.
I did.
Should we
I want
target
anyone
people
involved in
based on
fraud
their
to be
ethnicity?
targeted. Anyone involved in fraud.
But not based on their ethnicity.
I want it based on whether they're involved in
Is it
fraud.
so really so hard to answer that question?
Yes.
I
Scott?
want it.
Yes.
Is it
I
so
said
hard
the only
to sit there and say
criteria-
we shouldn't target people
the
based on
only
their ethnicity?
criteria I
Can you
have
say
is fraud.
we shouldn't
Can you
target
say-
people based on
can
their
you
ethnicity?
say-
I
can
can
you-
say that.
can
Can
you
you
say
say
that?
that?
I can say
Absolutely.
that.
Everyone,
It should not
everyone
be
here can
targeted.
say
Can you
Anyone
say-
who's
targeting
not a
people based
deplorable
on their
human
ethnicity
being
is
can
bad.
say you
But
shouldn't
Scott
target
Jennings
people.
won't say that. Why won't you say that?
Because
Scott?
I don't agree that that's what's happening.
Oh,
I
no,
don't agree with your
president-
fallacy. I don't agree with your
you've
stupid.
heard
That's
from
obvious.
Trump
Oh,
say
yeah.
that.
Ad hominem attacks
is-
are the
it is-
lowest form of argument, Scott.
The lowest form
You
of
can call
argument
me
is to come out
stupid.
here and accuse me of some kind of
I know,
race-based
I'm-
argument. There's
I'm
$9 billion
asking you for
in
what you
fraud,
believe.
and you don't care. That's the main problem.
So look,
That's
we hold on a
I think
second.
we've seen
Hold on a
clearly what
second.
Scott thinks about it.
Hold on a
Yeah, I
second.
think we've seen
So
clearly
there are a
that you
couple
don't
of
care about
things.
$9 billion.
Yesterday
Why are you picking on these poor Somalis, man? Well, why would you, Scott, and all of your whiteness pick on these innocent Somalis? You probably broke into their daycare, didn't you, Scott? It was you, wasn't it, Scott? You vandalized the Somali daycare, didn't you, Scott?
My name is Nasrullah Mohammed. That is spelled NASRULAH MOHAMED. I'm the manager at Nokomis Daycare Center, and today I want to talk about what happened.
He is the manager at a daycare center. Think about that. He looks like a Somali dope boy. He is the manager at a daycare. Imagine you pull up to drop your children off at a daycare and this guy just walks into the front door like, Wallahi, give me your children.
Yesterday. Yesterday morning, I was called by the owner because unfortunately someone came in to our daycare. The cleaner called the owner and told him what happened and the vandalism that happened. The owner called us. Me and another manager came into the scene around 6 a.m. We looked and saw what happened, and we saw that the suspect came in from the back, broke in from the back kitchen, and he also destroyed the wall to come in. As he came in, he broke a door from the wall from Family Dollar from the side. He couldn't, unfortunately, we don't know if that he went in or not, but we saw that it was damaged. As we walked around the daycare, we saw that our office doors was broken into as well. We saw that, unfortunately, there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also checkbooks that were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community as one video made by a specific individual made this all happen.
Shout out to Nick's mom again. You know, whole family's getting in on it, gang.
Government. One care. Massive fraud in the state of Minnesota, especially in Minneapolis. This daycare right here, ran by Somalians, has taken in from the Minnesota government $1.1 million. This daycare says it can hold up to 40 children. I went up to the door. The door is locked. And as you can see, the windows are blacked out. I can't hear any children inside this daycare. It's midday right now. You'd think there'd be children in there playing, being taught, but no one is in there. This daycare within 2 years has taken in over $2 million. The Somalians are robbing the taxpayers in Minnesota blind. This is just one daycare located in Minneapolis that are doing exactly the same thing. We've went into daycare after daycare. All the doors are locked. All the windows are blocked out. And they're raking in millions upon millions of dollars. This Tim Walsh's Minnesota is allowing this to go on. It's super easy to find fraud. All you need to do is go up to a door, try to open it. It's closed and there's no children. So you know these daycares, they're not full, but yet they're taking in millions of dollars every year. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Shout out to all the black people snitching on Somalis, by the way. Fist in the air to every black person who snitches on a Somali. Black power.
Everybody's hearing about the fraud in Minnesota, but ICE need to go to the Minneapolis airport. I used to work there. 85% of the Somalis working at the airport, I guarantee you they could not pass a background check. When I was hired, I had to pass a background check. And there's no way that volume of Somalis could pass a background check because they don't have no history. And the thing about it is, if you reported anything, they wouldn't do anything. One time there was reported about this one guy working at the taxi stand. He was a new guy, Somali. He was making like he was shooting everybody. Then at the end of his mask, what he was doing, he shot himself. We reported that and nothing happened to him. And everybody knew and heard about the money being transported out of Minneapolis airport, millions of dollars. And it was going back in 2017, but it was like hush, hush. The GOP knew about it. The Democrats knew about it. Everybody, and I guarantee you the higher ups at the Minneapolis airport had knowledge of what was going on. They have people working at the airplanes underneath cleaning. They wearing full gear. And you can't question their ID. You can't say, I want to see your ID, take this off and anything like that. That's a national security risk right there. I guarantee you, if ICE go there, they will find a lot of things that's going on. And it's sad that you have a governor, you have Tom Emmer, and they didn't do anything. They're a bunch of liars, and they're gonna just do nothing. So Pam Bondi, Trump administration, you've been doing a great job, but somebody need to be slam dunk on these issues.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find the local daycares.
You already know about what's going on.
Mhm.
This is a licensed property. If you have a complaint, go to the state.
Okay, I was trying to find out if you guys are a daycare. I was just trying to see.
Yeah, you don't have to. If you want to know any questions, just go online and ask who you need to ask. But
No, there's nobody online to ask, so I'm just trying to ask you guys.
No, you don't have to ask us anything.
I don't have
But
to?
If you have any questions, go
I
to the
do.
state.
I have a question. I was just asking you.
And
Okay, you guys were listed on the website and a bunch of websites, so for daycares. So
that's what it is. Then you don't need to go door to
it's
door. So
yeah, no, you can. Yeah, I have. You can go door to door.
if you have any questions, go call the child care check, and they'll give you whatever information that you need.
Okay, so you guys aren't a daycare then? Not a public daycare, right? Okay, I didn't think so. Oh, I can, yeah. So these ones were really hostile. I just knocked on the door just to see if it was a local daycare listed on the websites. She said contact the state. It's interesting.
It's the morning of March 15th. We're chasing a tip about a man who's leaving the country.
Our sources tell us he just took a carry-on bag through security that was packed with $1 million cash. You can do that as long as you fill out one of these government forms. We're told these cloak and dagger-like scenarios now happen almost weekly at MSP International. The money is usually headed to the Middle East, Dubai, and points beyond. Our sources say last year alone, more than $100 million cash left MSP in carry-on luggage.
What we were interested in is where it was going.
The national go-to expert on what's behind these mysterious money transfers is Glenn Kearns. He's a former Seattle police detective who spent 15 years on the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force until his retirement.
It's an outright crime. It's unbelievable.
Kearns tracked millions of dollars in cash that was leaving on flights from Seattle. It was coming from hawalas, businesses used to courier money to countries that have no official banking system. Some immigrant communities rely on hawalas to send funds to help impoverished relatives back home. Kearns discovered some of the money was being funneled to a hawala in a region of Somalia that's controlled by the Al-Shabaab terrorist group. How could they possibly come up with such big bucks to transfer back home?
We had sources that told us it's all about it's welfare fraud. It's all about the daycare.
To better understand.
And you wonder why every urban neighborhood has suddenly been flooded with. Remember, they're not bodegas anymore. I remember bodegas. I remember growing up in New York. I didn't grow up in New York City, but I was in New York City quite often as a kid growing up. And all the corner stores were owned by Spanish people. And then one day, they were all owned by Arabs. And nobody ever asked what happened to all the bodegas.
And the connection between daycare fraud and the surge in carry-on cash, you have to look at the history of this crime. 5 years ago, the Fox 9 investigators were first to report that daycare fraud was on the rise here in Minnesota. We exposed how some businesses were gaming the system to steal millions in government subsidies meant to help low-income families with their child care expenses.
This is a great way to make some money. I think it's kind of that informal word of mouth.
In order for the scheme to work, the daycare centers need to sign up low-income families that qualify for child care assistance funding. These surveillance videos are from a case prosecuted by Hennepin County. They show parents checking their kids into a center only to leave with them a few minutes later. Sometimes no children would show up. But either way, the center would bill the state for a full day of child care.
Lots and lots of Somali fraud. And they didn't cut not near nigga in on none of this fraud, by the way.
I need that money.
The Somalis didn't give any black people any of this fraud money. They didn't even offer to cut us in. They didn't say like, hey, yo, listen, watch my back. Let me throw you a couple of dollars. None of that.
Give me the money. Give me the money for all that I would do. Give me the money.
But I want to wrap this one up. We're gonna get up out of here. But we had a super chat early in the game, and you wanted us to go out on a bang, and so we're gonna play us out on a bang. I didn't drop those hits. We're gonna bring the bangers back, y'all. We got to bring the hits back, y'all.
Call to stay lit, faces all known. Same footsteps, same crack stone. Strangers drift where they don't belong. Eyes get heavy when the night runs long. Money talk whispers, hands move quick. Wrong kind of quiet, wrong kind of mix. Windows down, but the air goes cold. Everybody feel it when the story's over. Not on our block, not on our block. Wrong gon' stop where the curve is sharp.
Not on our block.
Not on our block. Line stay locked. Not on our block. No sirens sing, no extra noise. Just rules that stick like oil and salt. Bills don't slide where the kids still play. Bad math don't balance this way. Word gets passed without a call. Streets remember who broke the law. Sun comes up, same face is back. Same crow, hell, no crack. Not on our block. No, not on our block. Don't move, stop with a curve, it's chalk. Not on our block. Line stay locked. Not on our block. Run stays firm, fin stays tight. If you're gonna load, it's rise. Call us daily, faces all know. Same footsteps, same crack stone. Strangers drift where they don't belong. Eyes get heavy when the night runs low. Money talk whispers, hands move quick. Wrong kind of quiet, wrong kind of mix. Windows down, but the air goes cold. Everybody feeling when the story's over. Not on our block, nah, not on our block. Wrong gon' stop with a curve, it's chalk. Not on our block, line stay locked. Not on our block. No sirens sing, no extra noise. Just rules that stick like oil and salt. Bills don't slide where the kids still play. Bad math don't balance this way. Word gets passed without a call. Streets remember who broke the law. Sun comes up, same face is back. Same crow, hell, no crack. Not on our block, no, not on our block. Don't move, stop with a curve, it's chalk. Not on our block, line stay locked. Not on our block. Run stays firm, fin stays tight. If you're gonna load, it's rise.
Hey, shout out to Romello closing out the show. You've been like the sponsor of the show tonight. It hasn't gone unnoticed. I appreciate all of your support all through the show. And you said with the $5 also, I will say this. Immigrants every 3 to 5 years bring others here for business names. I know of 9 hotels that harbor immigrants for work. That was one of my first exposures to the immigrant hustle, learning about the hotel gas station thing and then witnessing it on the road. But shout out to Romello with the last $10, $15 super chats. We're going to move on to the banger. This is the banger right here. Shout out to the Somali gang, y'all. The Somalis really had a lot of bangers with this one. The AI Somali is lit, y'all. Hit that like button. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Big talk on the TV. Somali boy count cash, move sneaky. Paper in the daycare, paper in the kitchen on the farm, different story, different vision. Every office, cousin got position. Every meeting, bro, I got a mission. Smile for the photo, suit look clean. Under the table, whole crew eat green. Somali scam king, hey, we run that. 8 bill gone, they can't get none back. On God, every hustle, every angle. Comrade, Carlo, say, flip it, untangle. Somali scam king, talk sweet, walk me, dress code halal, money so hot I'm clean. Repeat, sign here, that's the anthem. Whole block eating off the big boy scams. Damn, 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 damn. Somali scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, talk sweet, talk sweet. Scam king. Somali scam king. Freedom fighters, now they fight with spreadsheets. Laptop louder than the sound of the street. Grand after grand, feeding all the kids. Outside parking lot full of new whips. Charity, trucking, fake school, fake farm. Whole application like reading the charm. Refugee program, we help we can. Back in Saxon, we just spit the shit. Comrade Carlos in the must front row at the door prayer. Plan where the funds go, one file here. One shell company there. By the time they notice, we in the air. Somalis scam king. We run that 8 bill gone, they can't get none back. On guard, every hustle, every angle. Comrade Carlos, say flip it untangle. Somalis scam king. Talk sweet, walk me, dress code, halal, money, so hard I'm clean. Habibi, sign it, that's the anthem. Whole block eating off the big boy scams. Damn. Somalis scam king. Somalis scam king. Talk sweet, scam king. Somalis scam king. Talk sweet, scam king. Somalis scam king. Talk sweet, scam king. Asking everyone to do. Big talk on the TV. Somali boy count cash, move sneaky. Paper in the daycare, paper in the kitchen on the farm, different story, different vision. Every office, cousin got position. Every meeting, bro, I got a mission. Smile for the photo, suit look clean. Under the table, whole crew eat green. Somali scam king, hey, we run that. 8 bill gone, they can't get none back. On guard, every hustle, every angle. Comrade Carlos, say flip it untangle. Somali scam king, talk sweet, walk me, dress code halal, money so hot I'm clean. Repeat, sign here, that's the anthem. Whole block eating off the big boy scams. Damn. Somali scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, scam king. Somali scam king. Freedom fighters, now they fight with spreadsheets. Laptop louder than the sound of the street. Grand after grand, feeding all the kids. Outside parking lot full of new whips. Charity, trucking, fake school, fake farm. Whole application like reading the charm. Refugee program, we help we can. Back in Saxon, we just spit the shit. Comrade Carlos in the must front row at the door prayer. Plan where the funds go, one file here. One shell company there. By the time they notice, we in the air. Somali scam king. We run that 8 bill gone, they can't get none back. On guard, every hustle, every angle. Comrade Carlos, say flip it untangle. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, walk me, dress code halal, money so hard I'm clean. Habibi, sign it, that's the anthem. Whole block eating off the big boy scams. Damn. Somali scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, scam king. Somali scam king. Talk sweet, scam king.
None of these niggas have motion except for me. There has to be one real nigga left in America, in this damn country.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.